Oh boy. What's up, everybody? How we all doing? It's a Monday. Yes, it is. Oh man. Yeah. How's stuff going? Hopefully everybody out there is doing all right. Hopefully everybody had a good Christmas. Oh, thanks. I like this shirt. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Just watched Spider-Man No Way Home, and it's fucking badass. If you have not seen it, go see that movie. Totally worth it. It's 2.5 hours. Didn't even feel like it, so that's awesome. Um, yeah. So yeah, had a decent Christmas. It's actually been at some ups and downs. My grandma passed away this year, so when the matriarch of the family dies, like the whole thing kind of goes to shit for a while. Like, so my family's kind of to the wind, and then my aunt died. Was my mom's best friend, but pretty much my aunt. I've called her my Aunt Judy since I was very very little, and or since I was born actually, or since I was able to talk, and didn't know she wasn't my actual blood aunt until I was like 11. But yeah, she passed away from COVID, Christmas Eve, which was yeah, some shitty things right there. But my kid had an amazing Christmas. Got like all kinds of good stuff. Got some League of Legends RP and all that good stuff. I got a bottle of Jack signed from a bar that signed from the owners of a bar. It was their last bottle of Jack, and they closed down because of COVID. And it was like one of the first bars I ever went to when I was old enough to drink. So that was really cool. Yeah. So it was an interesting holiday season. But I'm looking forward to the new year because god damn, it's been it's been uh it's been rough to say the least. Um, so it's something that you handle though, something you do. Um, oh, let's see here. What was I gonna look at? There's so much stuff going on right now. I'm wanted to talk to you about a couple of cool things that are going on besides just politics today and besides social issues and all that stuff. So I am gonna talk to you about the James Webb Telescope today, and then uh, also let's see here. What else was I gonna discuss? There's a bunch of other stuff. Oh yeah, we were gonna talk about just the end of 2021. Uh, End of 2021 and what's going to be the future. What's 2022 all about? Was 2021 worse or better than 2020? Was it the same? Was it just more bullshit? Stay tuned to find out, I guess. And so we'll probably do some talking about how democracy globally is backsliding in the world. So that's fun. There's a report out just recently from who is it from the International Institute for Democracy, and yeah, so they got a report out here for democracy and electoral assistance. So they got a report out here about the global state of democracy in 2021. And there's also a Common Dreams article which goes along with that I will be discussing with you guys, and then maybe a couple of react videos about maybe some Jubilee or some Channel 5 or something like that, and then definitely gonna be playing some Valheim because yeah, Valheim, yeah, it's gonna be fun. Sooner or later, I'm hoping to be playing some Destiny with some other people coming up here. So yeah, that could be quite interesting as well. I've never played Destiny before, so it's gonna be a new thing for me. I played games like it, but never Destiny itself. Yeah, I know I'm late to the fucking game. All right, I'm late to the game. It's cool. I'll figure it out. I'm pretty good with figuring out video games for the most part. I'm okay with it. So, without further ado, why don't we just go ahead and drop that intro. There we go. Better. I forgot to unmute my microphone. So, first thing we're going to do is talk about the James Webb Telescope, which actually launched here just on Christmas. This thing is awesome. It's been 30 years in the making or something like that. It's a very, very delicate mission that they've put together. And what this thing's going to be able to do is, first of all, it's going to be 100 times more powerful than the Hubble telescope. 100 times more powerful. The mirror is like huge on this thing. And the cool thing is it's not going to be in close Earth orbit. They've actually launched this thing so it'll be at the L2 Lagrange point, which is like 3 times the distance, or double the distance on the other side of the moon from the Earth is to the moon. So it's pretty far out into space, but it's at this point where the telescope won't move in orbit. So it's not being pulled in, it's not being pushed out or pulled in by anything else's orbit. It's just right at that point. So that way, and it's stationary, so it'll always be facing the dark side. It'll always be on the dark side of the planet when it goes around the sun, for a couple of reasons. And this thing has infrared, which will be makes it able to see much farther into the past as far as seeing light. So, light from the sun, for instance, takes 8 minutes to reach us. So because that takes 8 minutes to reach us, if the sun was to ever blow up or something like that, we wouldn't even know for 8 minutes. So the farther we stare away from the planet, the further back in time we kind of see. That's how we know about the birth of the universe and everything like that, as far as, or what we think is the birth of the universe. Nothing's concrete as far as that's concerned. But this is going to allow them to see the very, 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 very first galaxies that were ever formed in the universe. And it's going to give us a much better insight into things. Also, the cool thing is this is potentially going to be a way for us to much more easily find out if there's life on other planets and things like that as well. So yeah, it's a really, 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 really cool thing. So let me kind of go over some of this stuff with you here. Let's see here. James Webb Space Telescope. Let's see. Should we do this? There we go. There we go. It's bigger now. So, the James Webb Space Telescope's revolutionary technology will study every phase of cosmic history from within our solar system to the most distant observable galaxies in the early universe. Webb's infrared telescope will explore a wide range of science questions to help us understand the origins of the universe and our place in it. Seeking light from the first galaxies in the universe, Webb will directly observe a part of space. Let's see here. Directly to reserve a part of space that in time never seen before. Webb will gaze into the epoch when the very first stars and galaxies formed over 13.5 billion years ago. Ultraviolet and visible light emitted from the very first luminous objects has been stretched or redshifted by the universe's continual expansion and arrives today as infrared light. Webb is designed to see this infrared light with unprecedented resolution and sensitivity. So I kind of wonder sometimes, like, what the fuck they're gonna see, like when this thing, is able to like show us what's out there and stuff. What if like it just like ends and there's just like white space and it's like one of those fucking cartoons like where the cartoon will run off the page or like towards the edge of the page and break the fourth wall and like the old fucking Looney Tunes cartoons. So maybe like it's like or we'll see the edge of the simulation will fall out of the Nintendo cartridge or whatever. It's like like I wonder like what they're gonna see. I know none of that's scientific. I'm just saying, like, we don't know the nature of reality really. So it's interesting to me to know what they'll be able to see with this, and what we'll be able to do, with the knowledge that we gain from this. So, exploring distant worlds and the solar system. Webb also will be a powerful tool for studying the nearby universe. Scientists will use Webb to study planets and other bodies in our solar system to determine their origin and evolution, and compare them with exoplanets, planets that orbit other stars. Webb will also observe exoplanets located in their star's habitable zones, the regions where a planet could harbor liquid water on its surface, and can determine if and where signatures of habitability may be present. Using a technique called transmission spectroscopy, the observatory will examine starlight filtered through planetary atmospheres to learn about their chemical compositions. So they can figure out what the atmosphere is like. Oh, what's up, Eddie? How you doing? So yeah, we're talking James Webb Telescope here. So they're going to be able to see like the chemical composition of the planet's atmospheres and stuff. So they'll be able to know whether there's oxygen, nitrogen, all of that good stuff in the atmosphere to a much more extreme degree. Yeah, it is the one that just recently launched. That's correct. Yeah. So hopefully it's going to be about 2 months before we know if it's completely active and everything like that. But this thing will be able to sense if there's liquid water on other planets and things like that. It'll be able to tell the chemical compositions of what the planet's made from, and be able to tell us their history, basically, and things like that. So it's really interesting. This could be the thing that helps us find life in the universe. And I know people have said that a million times, but I get this just weird feeling. Guys, you ever get a weird feeling about about something you hear in the news, and it just sticks with you, and it feels like it's prophetic in a way? That's what this is for me. Like I've heard about this throughout my life, because it was, I think, 96 or 97 when they started working on this. 96. So it was like when I was this is gonna make me sound old, but this is like right when I got into high school. This was being talked about. And I've heard about it, inklings of it from here and there, but over the past couple of years, the information that I've heard on it, it really excites me. It makes me think that there's going to be something to this that's going to, revolutionize the way we look at the universe and everything. So here's a little bit of a picture of it. It's a weird fucking looking thing, man. It's really weird looking. So there's the mirror here, right? So this is all in hexagon shapes, because these two, the three hexagons on each side, they fold in so that this thing could fit in the nose cone of the spaceship that it launched from. So they recently just had the antenna tested, along with, to see if they could receive a signal. They deployed that, and it's all working correctly. It's fucking working. So far, everything's working fine. Knock on wood. It's looking pretty amazing. These things, it's like a radiator. This is like a giant radiator, guys. Okay, so what this is going to do is, so on the side of the telescope that is facing away from the sun and the earth, that side is like negative 340 degrees Fahrenheit, right? So negative 340 degrees Fahrenheit. And then on the other side, it's like 240 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's like super, super hot on one side and super, super cold on the other because there's no atmosphere protecting it. So these things right here, it's like a giant radiator keeping the components and things from basically freezing or melting. and so this is a very, very, very interesting and very advanced piece of technology. Let's see here. Quick facts. We'll read these. The primary mirror size is 21.3 feet. That's 6.5 meters across. That's huge. That's pretty fucking big. I think my living room here from one end to the other is, let's see here, probably about the size of the mirror. So yeah, that's pretty big. It's about the length of two train cars or something like that. The mirror is comprised of 18 gold-plated hexagonal deployable segments. Now, gold apparently is a very good conductor of light, or it's a good reflector of light for some reason. It's really, really good at that. So that's why they're gold. You're learning some fun stuff. Yes, it's a whole... Yeah, exactly, yeah. Highly conductive material. You're reading my mind! Yeah, it's why it's used in a lot of computer parts and stuff like that. It's really, really, really good for that sort of thing. And great for reflection and things like that. Good for the infrared. So the Webb's 5-layer deployable sun shield is the size of a tennis court. So that's huge. That's like, 4 times the size of my living room. So it's like a giant radiator is all that thing is. It's just keeping it from overheating and stuff like that. Webb has 4 science instruments: near-infrared camera, NIRCam, near-infrared spectrograph, mid-infrared instrument, near-infrared imager, and slitless spectrograph with the fine guidance sensor. I have no idea. I guess we can read about some of that stuff, but the wavelength says it reads visible light, near-infrared, mid-infrared light. Travel distance. It's going to be traveling, seriously, it's going to take 2 months to get to its location, guys, because it's traveling, it'll be 1 million miles from Earth. 1 million miles. That's a fucking long way. Like a full court. Yeah, it's like a full court. Is the size of that. Yeah, that's what it said. I've watched a couple of videos on this, so it's like a full court. Because my living room's almost the size of just one play area. And usually those are like 2 or 4 or something like that. They're huge. So it's location in space. It's orbiting the sun. So not the Earth. It's orbiting the sun. Around the second Lagrange point. So, man, this thing's got me really, really excited. For the future of what we're going to be able to see with this thing. A little bit more information here. So here's the rocket it was launched on, and this is what it looks like folded up. So you can kind of see that they have the mirrors and everything folded up. There is a video, and here's where it is. Okay, so there's the Lagrange point. It's just right there. It's where it's going to be orbiting. So it's like, maybe equidistant. Well, no, here's the Earth and the Moon. So it's far, far. Maybe that's even more. I'm thinking maybe 7 or 8, maybe 10 times the distance from the Earth to the Moon there. Which is a long way. It's the furthest out instrument that we have, I believe, that's in orbit in our solar system. There is that was a Voyager, I think, where they just sent that thing out into space and like let it go, and it's past the Oort cloud and took pictures of Pluto and all that good stuff. So that was really cool that they were able to do that. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look. There's a video I wanted to watch here. Let's see here. Let's take a look if I can find this here. James Webb Telescope. All right, so that is... Okay, here we go. This is the one I kind of wanted to look at here.
The James Webb Space Telescope, or JWST if you want to sound like a pro astronomer, is set to launch on the 22nd of December 2021, in less than 2 weeks' time. Wow, that feels so good to say.
Yeah.
And a lot of what you'll hear about JWST coming up to launch will be about the design and the engineering, how it'll have to all fold up to fit inside ESA's Ariane 5 rocket, and then once it's in space, fold out after it's spent, you know, a few months traveling 1.5 million kilometers away from Earth to where it will orbit the sun to take its observations. Now, I've made a video
no, this telescope isn't even active yet. It hasn't made it to the point that it's supposed to go to.
So, and I feel like
so yeah, so the telescope, like, it'll be launched here pretty soon. To where it has been launched, but it will be to the L2 Lagrange point fairly soon. It takes about, I think, 2 months. I'm trying to adjust my mic. Is my mic too loud, guys, or how's it sounding over there? Is it sounding all right? I feel like it's redlining for some reason. But so yeah, basically this thing. Okay, cool. So this thing is when it gets to the L2 Lagrange point, that's when it'll unfurl all the, you know, mirror and all of that stuff. So yeah. So if it sounds good now, that's good. So that's the thing is it's not even active yet, but there is, I think you're talking about, oh God, I can't remember the name of it, but there was one that has been discovering all kinds of planets and stuff like that as of recently.
That's a lot of what people are going to be talking about in the run-up to the launch. But as an astrophysicist, I care about the actual astronomy, you know, the first observations that the JWST will be making in a few months' time. Now, I don't need JWST to do my own research on the growth of supermassive black holes, so I haven't had to go through the frankly grueling and competitive process of writing an observing proposal to actually apply for time to use the telescope. The submission of proposals for the first observing cycle actually opened back in January 2020. And
so yeah, they got to take turns with this. So like, you know, they'll get data, like there'll be general data and stuff like that. But if they want to actually use it to point at anything directly and anything like that, then they actually have to sign up for time.
Closed of May 2020, which means that the majority of these observing proposals, you know, to use JWST for the very first time were written during the first lockdown last year in 2020. Plus then the decisions of whose observing proposals were actually successful, who got awarded time, were then announced during the second lockdown as well, back in autumn 2020 as well. So people have known for a very long time now, over a year, if they or their group are actually going to be some of the very first people to get their hands on JWST data. And one of those research groups is right here in Oxford. So last week, I called up my colleague, Dr. Alex Cameron, to chat about the research he plans to do when he finally gets his hands on data from JWST. Our offices are actually just down the corridor from each other in the physics building, but we still ended up chatting virtually in the end, all about the science that he plans to do with the data from this incredible instrument.
Thanks, Becky. Yeah, it's very exciting. So my research is, you know, I'm interested in galaxies, basically trying to understand how
I sped it up a little bit because this is a 20-minute video, and I don't feel like, you know, this is going to be a 20-minute segment.
Galaxies in early universe formed, and then also, you know, once those early galaxies form, how they've grown and evolved over the age of the universe to end up looking like the galaxies that we see today. And so in particular, my interest is in measuring the chemical compositions of galaxies. So in the very early universe, before any stars and galaxies formed, essentially the only chemical elements in existence were the two most basic chemical elements, which are hydrogen and helium. So all of our other chemical elements, so things like oxygen, carbon, nitrogen. And
Do you think the universe had a funny voice when it first started, like because all of the helium, like, or is it like, make talking like a chipmunk or something like that? I know the universe doesn't talk. Well, maybe it does. I don't know. But
these have all been formed essentially by stars. And so once we have our first stars forming and our first galaxies forming in the early universe, we start enriching the universe with these other chemical elements, so things like oxygen. So by measuring the amounts of these heavier elements like oxygen in galaxies, we get a bit of a sense of kind of like a fossil record of the star formation in galaxies. So we know that galaxies consist of multiple generations of star formation. And so with each generation of these stars, these will create more of these heavier elements that then get sprayed out into the galaxy, and those can then be incorporated in the.
it's like a fucking ultrasound of the universe, man. You get to see that baby. Get to see that baby when it started.
Next generations of stars, and so the amounts of these heavier elements will build up with time. But as well as that, when these stars die as supernova explosions, they spray these heavier chemical elements out into the galaxy. But in fact, they can actually do that sometimes with so much energy that it sprays it all the way out of the galaxy altogether, and the galaxy
He likes to say the word spray a lot.
actually loses some of these chemical elements. So by measuring the amounts of these chemical elements, not only does it tell us about the history of the stars that have formed within the galaxy, but also what those have done to the gas surrounding them in the galaxies. And this really helps us to get a handle on all of these complex processes that have shaped galaxies from the very early universe when they first formed to the galaxies that we see today.
So why do you need JWST specifically to do this? Like, what will it give you that no other telescope has been able to give you before? I guess I'm kind of getting at, like, what will the data actually look like that you're collecting?
So in particular with JWST, what we want to do is we want to actually directly study some of the very first galaxies that formed in the early universe. Now, to do
As
that,
I was saying earlier,
what you want to do is look off into the very, very distant universe. Because of the fixed speed at which light travels, the further you look into the distance, essentially the further back in time you're looking. And if you can look far enough into the distance, you can see galaxies as they were in the very early universe. One of the troubles with this, though, is that we want to look at sort of the visible light, the light that we can see with our eyes. But the challenge with these very, very distant galaxies is because that light has to travel so far through an expanding universe, it's actually been stretched away from what we see as visible light into what we call infrared light, which we can no longer see with our eyes. But also, in particular, that infrared light doesn't travel very well through the atmosphere of the Earth. So to be able to study what was visible light when it was emitted from these galaxies, we need to look at the infrared, and to do that, we need to take JWST. We need to launch it into space so it's above the atmosphere. That'll enable us to study these very most distant galaxies. So the other thing that's really cool about JWST
it's kind of a cool graph right there because it's going to show exactly where it's at.
That's unique to JWST compared to any other launched into space is that it's actually able to observe not just a single galaxy at a time, but we can actually point it at a patch of sky and observe hundreds of galaxies at once. It's got this very clever little grid of shutters in it, so little windows that open and close. And I think there are about 250,000 of these windows in this grid. And basically by individually opening and closing little windows, when you point at a patch of sky, you can sort of selectively pick out a few hundred different galaxies and look at them all at once. And so, time on JWST is going to be very competitive.
I don't know if you guys ever seen. There's this picture like from Hubble where it shows where they, tried to look at the dark like parts. There was like this just black area, and then they like basically enhanced that, and then they started seeing something like this light points of light. These points of light weren't stars; they were fucking galaxies, which means that there was like millions of galaxies in this one little pixel area. it makes you feel really fucking small.
It's going to be a very powerful new telescope. Everyone's going to want to get a
How
chance
vast
to use
it all is.
So to be able to actually look at 100 galaxies at once rather than just one at a time, massively improves how many of these galaxies we can look at and how much about this early period of the universe that we'll actually be able to understand.
Super efficient, amazing that they put so much effort into the design. Who would have thought? But what is your data actually going to look like though? What are you actually searching for in this data that will tell you, oh, there's oxygen here or nitrogen here, these chemical abundances? So
the kind of observations that I'll mostly be looking at with JWST is called spectroscopy. So this is where we take the light that's coming to us from the galaxy and we split it up according to its wavelength, so all of the different colors of light. And we look at how bright it is in each one of these wavelengths. And what we see from the gas in these galaxies is that there'll be very specific wavelengths that suddenly become very, very bright. We call those emission lines, but basically each different chemical element will have a very specific set of these wavelengths that it likes to emit light at, and you get these very bright lines. And so by studying the ratios of these different emission lines, so the lines that come from oxygen, the lines that come from hydrogen.
Blah, 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 blah. So when are we going to get this data?
That's with it.
How long do you think it'll be before you get data? Do you have a month next year in mind that you're maybe this month?
So the scheduling hasn't been finalized yet. Once JWST launches, then there's a period of about 6 months between the launch and when the first data will start coming in. So that's just kind of the period of time where, first of all, JWST has to...
6 months. We have to wait 2 months to see if it'll even fucking work, man. Because, if something goes wrong, they'll have to readjust. Hopefully, something doesn't go so wrong that the whole mission gets scrapped. But 6 months.
Travel out to the part of space where it's going to be doing its observations from. But then we have to, it has to slowly get powered up and, do all the calibrations, check that it's working. And so that will all take around about 6 months. So if it launches before the end of the year, that will be, fingers crossed, then hopefully about the middle of next year, so the middle of 2022, the first data will start coming in. Exactly when we get our first data, that will depend a little bit on scheduling, but hopefully within the first month or two, we'll start getting some of our first data coming in.
Nice. And how long have you been waiting for that? Because I know a lot of people started PhDs with the pitch of you'll be working with JWST data. And I know you've just finished yours.
So when I started my PhD, it was expected that JWST would launch before the end of my PhD, but I was working on a different project.
But it didn't, because the shit happens. This thing took 30 years. 30 years to get launched.
I joined this team about a year ago, so for me, I've only been waiting about a year for this for this particular data that's going to be coming in. Although, even before that, everyone's been obviously very excited for JWST to launch for a long time.
Yeah, decades, right? The leader of your group, Andy Bunker, our colleague, right? He must be waiting decades.
Yeah, exactly. Well, so I joined this team a year ago, but he joined this team back in, I think, 2004. So, it's been a long time coming, and I feel very lucky to be coming along, into this team at this time when it is actually about to launch. Touch wood, fingers crossed.
So every time I do a JWST video, there's obviously a lot of comments about the costs. And
lots of knock on wood talk
with this. And it has been delayed and everything. So a lot of people say, well, what is the point? Why do we care about, figuring out the chemical abundances of the first galaxies in the universe and stuff? Why is it important that you...
This is why it means something to so many people right here.
Think that we do this research and that we need JWST.
So, my research of trying to understand how galaxies form is, doesn't have direct impacts upon society.
Yeah, I did start a YouTube as well. It's going right now. I'm streaming on both. I think I'm streaming on Facebook too this time.
In sort of pursuing.
I'm not going to do that all the time though.
Research's sake, because, measuring and understanding these galaxies in the very early universe is a huge challenge technologically. And so I think by setting, lofty research goals for ourselves and pursuing it just because, we really want to know what these galaxies are like, it sort of forces us to get very creative with the way that we use our data and to get very and to really push what our telescopes are capable of and actually sort of come up with new technologies. And so it's not always immediately obvious how those new technologies that we develop for JWST, how those will actually be applied in society, or whether that they will. But it's possible that down the line some of these technologies will have spin-off applications elsewhere, and that will sort of, by adding to our pool of knowledge, we just give ourselves more tools that in the future may have huge benefits elsewhere.
And then I have one last question for you. Will you be actually watching the launch, or do you think you'll be like me, hiding behind the sofa?
I've thought a lot about this, and I still don't have an answer. I think it'll be a case of like one eye closed, but the other eye will be watching the launch with a lot of nerves. Yeah, I mean,
Are you more nervous for the launch, or for like...
All right, so this stuff's just about the launch, which has already happened, and we know it went well. So, yeah, that's just something really I wanted to talk to you guys about real quick. To start off in a lighter-hearted mood, because I just think this is really interesting. I think it's really something that could change and revolutionize the way we see the universe and the way we see, the origins of things in general. It might just, like I said, disprove the Big Bang Theory and all that stuff. What if they go to the edge of it and it's just like ones and zeros, and we're fucking in a simulation, and we're all part of a computer program or some shit like that? Like that would be quite interesting, I think. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see, guys. We'll have to wait and see if aliens take notice of our new technologies and come here and try to make first contact. That's actually what I'm hoping for in the long run, is that specifically. But yeah, so yeah, there's a couple of other things that are interesting about it too. But I highly recommend that you all take a look at what's going on with not only the JWST, but in science in general, and like how our society's moving, and not just like Elon Musk shooting his friends into space or whatever. Fuck, like it's to me it's notable, but it's kind of fucking like ego masturbation for him and the other rich people in the world to be fucking doing that. Like, there's so many things that they could be doing other than launching their friends into space. I did watch that Netflix special, though, which was pretty good, about all those people being launched into space. And that girl she's a doctor from St. Jude, and she used to be a patient. That was pretty cool. I thought that was pretty cool. But, yeah, just pay attention, guys. Look at science. Look at technology that's coming out. The world's a really amazing place. We live in the future. So, yeah. Let's take a look here. What else was I going to cover today? Oh, yes. Here we go. We're going to discuss democracy, guys. The idea of what democracy is, and how it's making the world and shaping the world, and how we're backsliding from what actually democracy is supposed to be. So let's take a look. I got this article from Common Dreams that I was made aware of. So I'm going to show you this real quick. In first U.S. labeled Backsliding, democracy as global authoritarianism grows. A new report calls the rejection of the 2020 election results by many in the Republican Party as a historic turning point for the United States. For the first time in its 4 years of compiling annual data of the state of democracy around the world, an international think tank added the United States to its list of backsliding democracies in the report it released Monday, pointing to factors including politicians' continued false claims that the 2020 presidential election results were illegitimate as one of the key elements weakening the country's democratic system. The Global State of Democracy report, which we're going to take a look at here in a little bit, released by the International Institute for Democracy and Electoral Assistance, IDEA, called for former President Donald Trump's public questioning of the election results in 2020 a historic turning point for both for U.S. democracy and the world, pointing to a knockoff effect in several countries. The visible deterioration of democracy in the United States, as seen in the increasing tendency to contest credible election results, the efforts to suppress participation in elections, and the runaway polarization is one of the most concerning developments, International IDEA Secretary General Kevin Casas Zamora told The Guardian. Since Trump and the other Republicans began claiming without evidence that President Joe Biden's victory was illegitimate, a lie which likely 2024 presidential candidate Senator Ted Cruz repeated as recently as Sunday on CBS News, and which has reportedly left 1 in 5 election officials facing threats to their safety a year later, disputes regarding the electoral election outcomes have been on the rise, according to the report. So, words have meaning, guys. Words have power. The fact that these guys are still relentlessly saying that the election was stolen and making up all these false accusations about... Hold on, I'm going to turn that down a little bit. There we go. All these false accusations about the election and the legitimacy of the election. Not only that, but on top of that, they are also doing things to the electoral process, which are making it harder for people to vote, which are splitting the votes of certain demographic groups in order to minimize their impact in an area. For instance, gerrymandering and things like that. There's also the mail-in vote stuff. Like they're trying to make mail-in voting sound like it's a fraud and illegal, which it's not. They're trying to cut certain districts in half and reorganize them so that the black vote or the vote of poorer class or Democratic vote is split. They're trying to split up cities, things like that, so that there's less impact in states due to cities. Also, they're getting rid of polling places in certain areas so that it makes it harder for people to go out and vote. All of these things that they're doing, all of them, are because they can't win without cheating. And they know that democracy is in their way of becoming authoritarian, and for corporations and the powerful elitists alike to take over our country and basically make it so that there is no chance for the middle class people, the proletariat, the working class in this country. And this has affected other countries as well. It's affected several other countries and made and this may be adjacent and not necessarily affected by, but if you look at the UK with Brexit and all of the things going on there, and you look at just the destabilization of democracy around the world, a lot of it is tied to views of the US. It causes anxiety when the most apparently stable country of a democratic country of the world is suddenly destabilizing like we are. The claims led to hundreds of Trump supporters to violently storm the U.S. Capitol in January, and a national poll taken this month found that a third of Americans still believe Trump was the legitimate winner of the election, including 2/3 of Republican voters. So two-thirds of Republicans think that the election was a fraud and that Trump actually won. That's a lot of people. 2/3 of Republicans. Now, it's only 1/3 of the population, which should tell you something about the amount of people or the amount of Republican voters versus the amount of independents and Democratic voters, or independents and Democrats in general. There's no way that they can win without cheating. Let's see here. Beyond the U.S. IDEA International pointed to evidence of free allegations of fraud in Myanmar. Yeah, I've seen some news about Myanmar, however you pronounce that, Myanmar, recently, where it's looking like the military is basically trying to lord themselves over the citizens. So, fraud in Myanmar that were used to justify a bloody coup in October, the rejection of election results by the losing presidential candidate in Peru last summer, and presidents' questioning of the integrity of election commissions prior to voting in Mexico and Brazil. The Global State of Democracy report is not a wake-up call. It's an alarm bell, said Judah Erplanian, European Commissioner for International Partnerships. Authoritarianism advances in every corner of the earth. Universal values, the pillars of civilization that protect the most vulnerable, are under threat. Report co-author Alexander Hudson also noted the decline in the quality of freedom of associated and assembly during the summer of protests in 2020 in the U.S., where racial injustice demonstrations marked by the use of force, in one case reportedly ordered by the Trump administration, and violent attacks on journalists. Even during the civil rights movement, even during the civil rights protests, Martin Luther King days and stuff like that, very rarely, if at all, were journalists attacked to the measure that they were attacked in the BLM protests. And it's sickening. Like, some of those pictures of, like, journalists being punched in the face or having their cameras, like, knocked out of their hands and stuff like that. It's absolutely ridiculous. Further, it says, the United States is a high-performing democracy and even improved its performance in indicators of impartial administration, corruption, and predictable enforcement in 2020, Hudson told The Guardian. However, the declines in civil liberties and checks on the government indicate that there are serious problems with the fundamentals of democracy. In the U.S., it's Tony Khan here. If the U.S. was a democracy, politicians would not be able to pick their own voters. But the U.S. is a constitutional system of white minority rule and some democratic features. What are the Democrats doing about American apartheid? Yes. So that's what I was saying with the gerrymandering and things like that. They're making it so that their districts have their voters. They're trying to push everybody else out of their districts as far as that's concerned. So what's going on here, guys, is basically it's a slow dismantling of democracy. You have the right-wing authoritarians basically doing everything they can behind the scenes, from getting as many judges elected that will see their sides of things, to splitting up districts, to calling the election a fraud, and like decreasing people's faith in the democratic system as a whole, so people don't even want to vote, which makes it easier for them to basically go out and destroy democracy as it is. Because nobody wants to go out and vote. Nobody wants to participate because they think it doesn't matter anyways. And that's the problem, is that they're slowly eroding our faith in democracy. And when they do that, they're going to do it to a point where there is no barricades for them to just take over the whole system, and it'll kind of be our fault, you know. So this is something we really have to pay attention to, and to think about. And I'm not just saying this to people on the left. I'm talking about the people who are on the right that have been, you know, duped by a lot of these people as well. It's pretty aggravating to me to see that so many people vote against their interests or fight against their own interests just because their team says to. It's very insane. All right, so International IDEA's report comes less than a week after the New York Times published an analysis of data collected by VDIM, a Swedish research institute focusing on global democracy, and found that the US and many of its allies have shifted significantly away from operating democratically. See, it's not just like people in America saying this, trying to naysay. These are like countries that have no reason to fuck with us, right? Like no reason to lie about us, like Sweden, for instance. The report also comes amid outrage in the U.S. over partisan gerrymandering, voter suppression laws, and the continued use of the legislative filibuster. Oh my God, the filibuster. Oh my God. We really, really, really need to get rid of the filibuster. This is something that's affecting things very, very, very poorly as far as being able to push legislation through Congress. And to be honest, I think we should either reorganize the way the Senate is selected, or just get rid of it altogether. Because the way it is right now, it's like land can vote. There's, you get the same amount of electoral votes for for states like Montana that you do for areas of California. It's ridiculous. There's just no way for us to get anything through with that blockade happening. Which has kept the Democratic Party from passing widely supported voting rights legislation, social spending, and climate action programs, even though the party controls the White House and both houses of Congress. If there is one key message in this report, it is that this is the time for democracies to be bold, to innovate and revitalize themselves. Casa Zamora says in the statement. According to the Global State of Democracy report, more than 1 in 4 people across the globe now live in backsliding democracies. This is scary. Which also includes Brazil, India, and Hungary. 70% of the population of the world live in authoritarian states, backsliding democracies, and hybrid states, which have somewhat more open but still insufficient space for civil society and the media than authoritarian regimes, according to the report. That tells you that there is something fundamentally serious happening with the quality of democracy around the world, Casa Zamora told The Guardian. Let me tell you something, guys. The government is basically trying to steal democracy out from underneath your nose for their own reasons. It has nothing to do with... Hold on, there we go. Oh, my face is looking orange. It has nothing to do with, the Mr. Potato Head or any of the stuff that they're trying to make us divided on in this country. Critical race theory, all of that stuff. Mainly, the main things that we need to be worrying about in this country right now, is the fact that our democracy is being eroded, and eventually somebody's going to swoop into that power vacuum or to that place after everybody's view of the democracy has been completely obliterated, or faith in it has been completely obliterated, and they're going to swoop in and take power, and then the real enslavement of the working class begins. So keep that in mind, guys. Keep that in mind the next time you have something that you wonder if you should go out and vote or not, or if you wonder if you should pay attention to what's going on or not. I know it's a fucking pain in the ass. I know. I like it sometimes depresses me. It sometimes makes me very angry about having to pay attention to this stuff, and I watch the news, or watch not necessarily the news, but I read, or get my information from different sources and things, and every day it's hard for me to keep paying attention, not just to give up, but it's very, very, very important that we do so. And so keep an eye on this global state of democracy. And I'll show you what the report looks like. I think we'll move on after that because I do want to do some more fun stuff. But yeah, you can find this online. It goes into challenges and opportunities. It talks about democracy health check, and different things. So if you feel like it, you should definitely take a look at this. You know, there's a lot of good information in here. Let's show you what it looks like here. So yeah, you can find this online. It's just a PDF here. But yeah, it's got a lot of interesting information in it. And I highly suggest that you pay attention not only to this, but also to the elections and seeing what people are trying to pull in our society as a whole. So let's see here, guys. I definitely have a couple other things that I wanted to look at real quick. Where is these at? Let's see. Oh, let's see here. All right. You guys ever seen Jubilee videos? These are pretty interesting. Trying to find not odd one out with Spectrum. All right, let's see here. Some videos. Ooh, this should be fun. We'll watch this one. It's liberal teens versus conservative parents. This should be interesting.
When you're young, you're not thinking. And everybody has made a bad choice. And because you're stressed out, you go change your gender. Because you want to try something new, once you do it, you can't go back. The more you throw stuff at kids before they develop, that's indoctrination.
All right, well, you know what? I got to use the restroom real quick. Just hold on. We'll be right back. Yeah. All right. I'm back. I'm back. All right. Yeah. I had to get something to drink too. Have you guys tried this stuff? Let's see if you can see it here. Oh, that's bright. It's like Mountain Dew ginger snaps. Yeah. It's interesting, to say the least. It's like gingerbread in your Mountain Dew. All right, let's see what we got here.
When Jubilee created Middle Ground, the intention was to uncover humanity and empathy shared among strangers with opposing beliefs. Whether your political beliefs...
Cancel culture is a good thing.
Cancel culture is a good thing.
We have the freedom to say what you want, but everyone else has the freedom to respond and cancel you if you say something that is racist, homophobic, transphobic, etc. Cancel culture is definitely good in the means of like deplatforming people who are spreading very hateful messages.
What is your opinion on Trump being cancelled on Twitter?
When you go onto Twitter, whatever you check I accept the, guidelines, the community guidelines, I agree to follow them, and he didn't follow them, so Twitter has the right to take him off the app.
And for people that might make the counter-argument that Twitter is biased and will only cancel right-wing politicians, that's not true at all. Twitter and other forms of social media have cancel left-wing activists. There is an equal balance on both sides.
All right, so I think cancel culture is kind of an invented thing. It really is. I mean, like, so what cancel culture basically means is something that we've had in this country the whole time. You can say whatever the fuck you want for the most part. I mean, you can't slander people or anything like that. But you're also going to be subjected to the court of public opinion. This is something that's always been there. You look at people who spoke out for women's rights or racial equality and things like that. Yeah, they have the right to do that in this country, but look how much backlash there was at them. I mean, and this was like, you know, way much more than this. And so now, like, it seems like a lot of the people on the right are getting a taste of their own medicine, and they're all of a sudden calling it cancel culture. Like, you know, I think some of it is a little overboard, to be honest. Like, you know, digging up something somebody said on Twitter fucking 15 years ago and using that against them to make them lose their job, or you know, doxing people is wrong, things like that. But for the most part, if you have a shitty fucking take, if you have a hot take and people don't like it, they have every right to exercise their free speech and tell you you're a fucking asshole. You know, that's just how it is.
You brought up canceling him off Twitter. I'm sorry, I disagree. When the Taliban can use our social media, but an ex-president can't, there is something wrong with that.
Did the Taliban violate community guidelines?
It doesn't matter.
I think it matters to Twitter what their community guidelines are. That's why they banned Trump. Trump violated community guidelines. That's what every platform has, whether it be TikTok, YouTube, Instagram.
The Taliban stones people because they're gay.
If they've done that and they've posted videos of stoning gay people, I agree they should be removed, and that is fundamentally wrong. So
Except the problem is they're smart enough to not do that.
Well,
yeah, so why isn't the fucking president of the United States not smart enough to not do that? Oh my gosh, that makes no sense to me whatsoever. Well, they're smart enough to not do that. Well, why? So the president isn't? He isn't smart enough? You just fucking basically said it.
Well, then why wasn't Trump?
the president wasn't smart enough to not do that, I guess.
If I'm an American and I have to vote between this person and this person, I need equal access to both of them to decide what's right. Bro, you could be a Klansman, you could say you hate black people. That's not my job to police your language. I can't expect everybody to love me and think the way I think. All y'all think different. I mean, that's totally dope. But the fact that you want somebody removed because they think differently, that could be you one day.
Do you think freedom of speech is something that still exists in America?
We do have aspects of freedom of speech. Like, you can't go into a movie theater and yell fire. So obviously there are limits of freedom of speech.
But they're picking and choosing who they're silencing and who they're letting talk.
If people react negatively to what you say, it goes both ways. You can't just...
Who are they, though? I mean, this is what I'm talking about. Like, these are private companies. They can do whatever the fuck they want, right? Like, there are consequences, though. So, like, the hosting companies, like, there's that conservative social media that was supposed to be started up. So what happened when they went on and tried to start their own company or whatever? I can't even remember what it was called. It was during the presidency and stuff. But they got booted from their host servers because they're fucking saying all kinds of crazy shit and could easily make it liable for these people for hosting them.
Say that, oh, they can't.
100%.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely.
America is becoming less and less safe.
I'll leave this to you guys.
So I have a lot of friends that have been in the military for the last 20 years because they refused to get vaccinated. They told me that they would be dishonorably just discharged or kicked out of the military. I just believe we're losing a lot of good service.
What does this have to do
right now?
What does that have to do with what does vaccinations have to do with America being safe? I don't get the connect there. He's saying that, first of all, soldiers have always had to get vaccinated. There's always been something like that. You've always had to get inoculated. Ever since the Civil War, you know, soldiers were mandated to get inoculated and things like that. Like, this is not something that's new. It's just a new disease, and it's something that's been politicized.
Police officers are down. Crime is up all over. When police aren't there, we're murdering each other at a really high rate. Police are in those neighborhoods because the homicide rate is high. Y'all can run around talking about police all you want, but I challenge any of these liberal kids to spend 2 weeks in the environment I grew up in, and I promise your perspective will change.
The one advantage we have about being...
I grew up in that environment. I grew up in gang neighborhoods. I grew up in neighborhoods where things like that happen all the time. It's not, and he's talking about today, so it's more safe. It just doesn't make any sense. So basically, like, the cops never did anything in those neighborhoods to help the situations. They always just seem to make things worse in most cases.
Being older, we've been through a threat or two, and our enemies, China, the Communist Party in China, they're laughing at us. Russia's like, we don't need to do much. They're gonna screw it up on their own. We need to get the help of our younger people that haven't been through a threat before to realize a lot of what's going on is not good.
Oh, Jesus.
My name is Mike. I'm 59 years old, and I'm a conservative parent. Growing up during the 1980s, that was a huge influence on me, and it formed my views, and the people that I was around is the reason why I'm a conservative
Fucking Reagan stan right here. Reagan stan.
parent. I think America should be more middle of the road and not be necessarily more liberal. And if anything, it should be a hint more on the conservative side, because we're going to watch our freedoms.
Of course you're going to think that. You're conservative. That's duh.
Get extinguished or encroached if we don't guard those freedoms and make sure that all of our children have a chance to succeed.
Can the disagree step forward?
I actually wished I came up here for the agreeing section because I think I interpreted the definition of safety the same way that you guys did, but after hearing your guys' conversation, I started thinking about how our American people aren't safe in the face of imminent climate disasters that are coming our way, and how we don't have the infrastructure to deal with that.
I actually very much agree with that, because I think we need to define what we mean by we're less safe now. Do we mean there's more homicides after COVID, or what do we mean?
I would say before we got rid of half our military, half our police force, slavery was legal. The Holocaust.
What? When did we get rid of half of our military and half of our police? None of that has happened. Police budgets and military budgets have been growing consistently for years and years and years. That's just absolute, complete, utter lies is what that is.
It was legal. So we can look at all of these mass atrocities and say we're doing what's right. Everybody who was a part of the Holocaust government, they were doing what Hitler said. They were doing what was right. So everybody losing their job for not getting vaxxed, and all the vax people, you got who can we control? Everybody who get the shot, that's who's gonna do what we say. The enemies are coming, and we don't care about that because we want to care about what color we should wear and pride and critical race theories. No one else cares about that but us in America. That's our problem.
So you think that talking about sexual orientation and all that kind of stuff takes away from the safety of our country?
She's got a good point. What does that do? How is defining who we are as people and who our sexual orientations and making it easier for people to have rights and have their identities and their autonomy the way they want it. How is that making America less safe?
You sleep what has no merit in the real world. What does it matter?
Okay, let's just broaden the scope. With the coronavirus pandemic, why did it take weeks for us as a country to mobilize together to fight the public health crisis that was already affecting the nation?
It was a scam to get Donald Trump out of office. It's all fake. My opinion.
I agree with you. I don't think that we could create, or the Democrats could create some international plan, getting all of these scientific communities outside of just the U.S. and even
Yeah, that's the thing about conservatives is they're so American centric, so U.S. centric that they don't even realize that there are other countries in the world that are going through the same thing. Are all they making it up too? Is it the Democrats are making the whole world lie about stuff?
International governments on their side for something. They're just trying to get Trump out of office. I feel like that's heavily ridiculous.
Trump was the thorn and nobody saw coming, and they had to find a way to get him out of there. If there's no mail-in voting, 100% Trump is the president right now, 100%.
Yeah, because overwhelmingly mail-in ballots were to Biden. That's obvious.
Okay, there was mail-in voting because there was a fucking pandemic. For Christ's sakes, man! The regurgitated talking points of these people, it baffles my mind.
Exactly.
It's not because mail-in ballots are fraudulent, because mail-in ballots are actually not fraudulent at all. This election was the safest election in...
Show the proof. Where's the proof that mail-in ballot... Look, let's just make that face. No, it's ridiculous. What the fuck, man? They have no argument, so they're just I don't know. It's just causing doubt in people's minds is the only thing they have to do to destabilize things. Just causing doubt. And they've got this guy fighting against his own interests. Is what they do. This guy right here, that guy fighting against his own interests.
recorded history.
There's a lot of videos, so you see people with fake ballots, so that's here and there. I'm not.
That's just hearsay from random people on TikTok. Are we really gonna like take that as like empirical evidence?
Yeah, hearsay, exactly. It's a fucking telephone game.
It's personal opinion.
Personal opinion doesn't matter. What matters is the fucking facts. The facts are what matters. It's not going to change the facts just because your opinion is completely moronic.
My name is Parker. I'm 19 and I'm a liberal. My sisters and I have become a lot more liberal, a lot more left-leaning over time, while my parents have stayed a bit conservative. Before, when I was a conservative, I kind of just went off a lot of the indoctrination and propaganda that was spread to me when I was a kid. I grew up on the fact that, oh, we shouldn't have increased taxes because taxes are just negatively affecting us. Personal responsibility isn't what a lot of the decisions people make in society is based on. It's mainly based upon their environments, how they're socialized by their parents, people around them. Things.
Why is the younger generation, like Zoomers and like younger millennials and stuff like that, how are they so much fucking more smart and put together and more like aware and more critically thinking than 90% of the people who are in their like 30s, 40s, and 50s, 60s? Like I mean, I'm not trying to generalize too much because I'm in my 40s, and I don't think like those people do at all. But yeah, you see it a lot. You see that kind of behavior a lot, and it seems like the older the generations are, the more people think can't think critically and don't have empathy.
My news source is more reliable than the other sides.
News source.
When I look at conservative news, I see a lot of conspiracies that I don't necessarily agree with. And so if everything comes from opinion and just people developing their own ideas, it just doesn't seem reliable to me.
I feel like the only way we can get unbiased news is in order for news media organizations to stop prioritizing having really vivid headlines that might not necessarily be 100% accurate.
I think that starts with putting people over profit. They want the biggest story or whatever, and they don't want to actually give the news that...
Yeah, it's true. Like once news started becoming a profit, like a driven apparatus, that's when we started really not getting the news anymore. I mean, once like cable news like CNN and things like that, like those were specifically driven by money. And once you get money behind anything, whether it be politics or media or whatnot, you're going to see that there's corruption there, that there's a hidden agenda, ulterior motives with the news. It's to push an agenda.
Would be beneficial to our everyday average Americans. And I think that if we put a lot more focus on putting people first instead of the big news or the big story, we can change that aspect of society.
I agree with you 100%. Like I say the civil rights movement is the civil rights entertainment industry because it's so profitable. Put a police shooting on TV, it's breaking news. Every headline is on every social media. You're selling shirts, you're selling signs. That's so much more profitable than showing me and you shaking hands. The news media is literally capitalizing off the emotions of society. No matter how you feel about it, handle it in your privacy of your house. Why? Because if you can do it on camera, somebody's gonna make $1 off of it, and that's not fair to you.
Young people today are too sensitive.
Of course.
I think it's a good thing.
I've seen a lot of these Jubilee videos, and I rarely see them where it's so split and so divisive where everybody's like in lockstep with each other on either side. And so I just find that interesting.
Sensitive. I think today they can be more sensitive than what they probably could have been 30 or 40 years ago. The growing up was the Berlin crisis, the Cuban Missile Crisis. I mean, we had the threat of annihilation,
Well, we don't today. We have fucking 9/11 that happened. We have the pandemic. We have, Syria. We have North Korea. We have, the threat of climate change destroying everything, like mass hurricanes and things like that. I don't think that the older generations had it worse than these kids today. I know, like my 13-year-old had to go hit puberty during a fucking pandemic.
Several times. And a lot of times I go, thank God John Kennedy handled it.
The country has been spoiled for so long. They're trying to make it so a man can't be a man. And
who's whining? Who's the one whining? You guys are the ones whining.
If you don't let men be men, then things start crumbling. Society crumbles, families crumble, and broken homes start happening.
And kids need their fathers. So 36% of kids don't have a father. So every boy is, well, my mom is mad at me, my dad don't love me, my dad don't care about me. Maybe I should be gay, maybe I should be trans. I don't know who I am.
What? my god. Did he just say that? Like, okay, so parents not loving you is what makes you trans or gay, right? Like, oh my gosh. I wish my kid was out here to see this because that's fucking hilarious. That's absolutely just disturbingly funny. Because I guarantee you, my child is very, very loved by both me and his mother, and just because he was born biologically a woman, and we accepted him as he is now as a male. My God, it's unbelievable that these people like would. They scapegoat everything. They blame everything on, like, oh, you know, if that was the case, like, you know, you'd see a lot more. There's no correlation there. You'd see a lot more gay and trans people than we do even now. I mean, it's no correlation.
Your father
whatsoever.
puts confidence in you. No disrespect to anybody, but the younger generation of men are soft. And if we had to go to war, they're not protecting America. There's no better place to.
Who do you think's in the fucking military right now? Like, yeah, this is complete like conjecture and bullshit. They just, of course, they're gonna say this. It's like things are changing and they can't handle it. So,
be as a black individual or whatever you are in America. Go to the Middle East right now and say you gay or you trans and see how they treat you. Johnny, 32 years old, and I am a conservative parent. My grandfather was a no excuse individual. He grew up in the Jim Crow South, but he worked hard. The house that he bought is still in our family today. He had a garden in his backyard. If you step past a certain line, he got on you. So to watch the men before me who really could have been lynched for stepping out of line, who really could have went through a hardship for not doing what society said, the worst thing that could happen to me is I get a mean tweet or a dislike. So I gotta fully embrace who I am, and I know.
Yeah. So what the fuck are you complaining about? Like, if you think that's you know, you're talking about the degradation of society. What, do you want people to be lynched still to this day? Like, do you want that kind of shit to happen? Oh, you know, the only way you can be a man is if somebody's fucking trying to kill you because your skin's a different color. That just makes no fucking sense.
I'll create anything with my 2 hands and feet.
I'm Hannah, I'm 17, and I'm a liberal. I really want equality for all, and the liberal policies that have been passed side more with my values of equality for those who are on the LGBTQ, those who are on the gender spectrum. Something about conservative parents that I don't like is whenever I come across them, they seem to be very rooted in their ways and not willing to listen to someone who's a teenager like me. They think more like, oh, because I'm older, I have more knowledge.
So I just wanted to see something. They do this like factuality rating. I want to see how this guy.
I got a fully excuse. No disrespect.
Hold on. Let me see if I can find this. The factuality rating of this guy. There we go.
Could have went through a hard.
Okay, factuality score. Mixed factuality. News and sources may sensationalize. Let's see. Johnny's news source biases. He's yeah, you can see that. And then then it showed hers. Let's see here. Where's your factuality score, lady?
And the liberal policies that have been passed side more with my values of equality for those who are on the LGBTQ, those who are on the gender spectrum. Something about conservative parents that I don't like.
So let's see here. Now look at Hannah's here. Now she does have a little bit. She does have she reads many news sources. Most do lean left, but she still watches some of that conservative stuff. Some in the middle. High factuality. Most news sources are reliable.
Like is whenever I come across them, they seem to be very rooted.
Oh, we should take that quiz. Where's this? Let's see. Oh, it's in the description. We'll do that afterwards. That'll be fun.
Listen to someone who's a teenager like me. They think more like, oh, because I'm older, I have more knowledge, which is not necessarily always the case.
Can we have the distributor step forward?
So young people today are too insensitive is the topic.
Men are being raised by women that they're weaker is, in my opinion, completely false. Our generation, it's not more sensitive. We're more aware of all these things. Being transgender and gay is not something.
Oh, I like that so much. We're not weaker. We're more aware. We're more empathetic. Oh shit! Did I fucking jump out of that video? Hold on. We're gonna go back. Oh. There we go.
This idea that because men are being raised by women that they're weaker is, in my opinion, completely false. Our generation, it's not more sensitive. We're more aware of all these things. Being transgender and gay is not something that should be ashamed of or make you feel less in today's society. That is why women are fighting for equality, because this idea that because they only have a mom, they're weaker, or because, you know, they're more sensitive, that's, in my opinion, completely false.
And I would say in the environment that I grew up in, the teen pregnancies come from girls without fathers. The homicides come from people without fathers. Every girl that I know, if they grow up with a daddy, they get married before they have a kid.
Why do they not have fathers?
If you want me to be real, because a lot of women make bad choices on the men they procreate with.
Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Is he really gonna say he's gonna blame that on women? Are you fucking kidding me? No. Well, first of all, the drug war has a lot to do with why there isn't a lot of men, like husbands in homes in like, you know, predominantly black areas, for instance, because obviously, you know, factually, black men are something like 4 times more likely to go to jail than white men, which is for drug use. There's 4 times more black men in prison than there are white men, as far as per capita.
If you make a bad choice, that's your responsibility. Every bad thing that I did in my life, it was when my daddy was in jail. When my dad was out and I had my dad's reassurance, I was a better person.
I had one daughter that had to move across the country to get rid of a toxic relationship with somebody that was harming them.
Why does the woman have to move across the country because the man is being toxic? Why can't the man be taught, don't be toxic?
Oh, I agree.
Women nowadays have to deal with those kinds of relationships.
Why do you think he was toxic? Because of things like toxic masculinity. You know, you have a daughter, you should fucking know that, you know, men shouldn't act like that, but yet you consider it part of the psyche of man, or this is just who men are, you know?
The women, the mother knows better, I would say, than the father about that.
We're not more sensitive, there's just more opportunities for us to be sensitive. You can say like 15, 20 years ago, there weren't videos of black men being shot by police all over the internet. Now that that's there, people are more inclined to feel a certain...
Boom! This is also true, you know, like the internet and the connections that we have made empathy ubiquitous, a little bit more ubiquitous between people, and like it makes it easier to step into somebody's shoes and see things like that.
way or take a stance on that topic.
Do you think it would be more beneficial to show police also interacting with white guys? Because more white guys get killed than black guys by cops.
If you look at
that is not true. Per capita, more black people get killed by cops. Per capita. The only reason that more white people get killed is because there's fucking 60 to 70% more white people in America than there are black people. That's why. That's why that happens. Nobody thinks about per capita. Like, they just think, oh, it's more. No, that doesn't make any fucking sense. If there were equal numbers, it would be 3 times more black people.
The amount of white people and the amount of black people, there are going to be more white people killed because there are more white people.
Look at that!
The percentage of black people that are being killed is higher than the percentage of white people.
Just because you're pulled over doesn't mean you have to resist. I mean, they don't just kill you when they pull you over.
Oh my god, he's such an apologetic. He's such an Uncle Tom. Oh my god.
It's all about based on how you perform it.
Is this Candace Owens' brother? I think this is Candace Owens' brother. I really think this is Candace Owens' brother.
As an individual, I've been pulled over and never had a bad interaction in my life. When I was rude, I got snatched out the car. Everything is a personal choice, and you can't take accountability for your life, and you will forever be a slave.
That's not true. There are definitely issues on the side of policing. Black communities, majority POC communities are over-policed. There's larger patrols in black communities. There are police work longer hours in majority black communities. So there's an issue from the policing side as well.
Politics has damaged my relationship with a loved one.
Oh. They should all step forward for this. What?
I'm sure you can relate to this as well, but in the Asian community, there's a lot of anti-blackness. So with the advent of the Black Lives Matter movement this past year, having conversations with my parents was really difficult, especially around the nuances of racial justice and sort of like what the movement was fighting for and how to articulate that in like the very closed mindset that my parents had.
A lot of my family voted for Trump in the past election, and I don't necessarily agree with that. I don't like to say this, but it made me view their morals a little bit differently, and they're willing to adapt and change was so different, and I was just like shocked because I wanted to understand their side and really talk about it, and I was met with, you're wrong, and we don't want to talk about it, and that kind of really damaged just kind of the way I looked at them.
Yeah, I definitely agree, and I also think that...
I think if somebody has good ground to stand on as far as their political beliefs and their social beliefs and things like that, you will want to talk about it because if you're right about something, you shouldn't be afraid of your convictions. You shouldn't be afraid to defend that, you know?
It just made me less willing to expend the energy to have political or like, just like any like hard conversations with my parents or anyone else in my family. My name is Rithwick. I'm 18 years old and I'm a liberal. I grew up in a low-income immigrant household, and I think the systems that are in place right now aren't sufficient enough to support people, Americans like myself or my family. Because my parents were immigrants, I think they were liberal on issues like immigration and things that directly affected them. I'd like to ask to the conservative parents why they don't necessarily listen or adopt their own beliefs, whether political or social, based on the conversations they have with their children, and why they're so set in their ways.
You know, I read a lot of the tragic stories where family members don't talk to each other anymore. Personally, I think that's sad. Do all my family members vote the same? No. Do we have a pretty good idea of how family members may have voted? Yeah. But we went more of agree to disagree. I'm not going to not buy you a present for Christmas because, you know, you decided to vote for somebody that I don't like. Give me a break. Families are special. We've got too many.
They should be, anyways. I've had a lot of my family disown me because of my political leanings and my social leanings and things like that. Because my beliefs that, you know, people should be equal. You know, all genders, all sexual orientations, all colors, all races should be equal. People just don't seem to believe in that for some reason in my family. Not my immediate family as much as my extended family, which is why I don't talk to most of them now.
People, as you talked about, that don't have them.
When I took this prompt, I kind of took it more of like my view of the person changed differently because, not because of the way they voted, but because some of their values to me were, like you said, moral values, and that shows kind of part of their character.
Would you say that morality is subjective to each individual person, though? Or would you say morals are the same across the board?
Okay, this is ridiculous, because if morality is subjective, that means that I could go out and fucking murder somebody, and morally, you know, if I think it's okay, then it's okay, then it's normal, then it's all right. There are objective moral values out in the world. You know, there definitely are objective moral values, and the way that's based is what I think is you give people as much freedom as possible without infringing on other people's freedoms. All right, so that's one of the main bases for objective moral value. You know, there's nuance there, but that's this guy just saying that, you know, morals are objective or subjective is ridiculous.
The basic is human equality for all, and so if you don't believe that somebody should have an equality based on their gender, their sexual orientation, or their race, or anything like that, that's a moral problem in my eyes.
That's a huge thing with the trans and the gay and LGBTQ and all that whole thing. So I grew up LDS, being Utah County, it's like 95% Mormon. At 8 years old is when you get baptized. And so if you're raised around where 95% of people think the exact same way, I feel like that's too young of an age where you're a child and you don't really know what you're doing. And so where I have a problem with, you know, the trans or these different things is...
Okay, so here's the abortion topic. As far as that's concerned, there are some things that may sound like they're morally right, and that's a very nuanced subject within itself. Derp Shop. What that basically is that okay, yes, some people say, oh, you're killing babies or whatever. Well, scientifically, there's conjecture. It's simply conjecture with most cases about when life actually begins. But so there's some confusion there. But more importantly, I go on the topic of bodily autonomy. Okay, so a woman's body is hers. All right. Now, if there is a fetus growing inside of her, the body is still hers. Can that fetus like survive outside of her, without her? So that's a invasion of the bodily autonomy, if you want to look at it like that. If you don't want that, then it's an invasion of your bodily autonomy. So therefore, women should have that right, in my opinion. and in the opinion of the court of law, for now anyways. I mean, they're trying to overturn Roe versus Wade as quickly as they possibly humanly can, especially in like Texas and stuff like that. Yeah, it's definitely, yeah, think about, let's just look up bodily autonomy, because that's what I base a lot of my arguments on. It's all utilitarian for me. It's you know, it's a balance of your freedoms, having as much freedom as you possibly can without infringing upon the freedoms of others. And that's the most important. And what your body is yours. So therefore, if I want to, that's why I agree that drugs should be legal and that prostitution should be legal. You know, if you're doing them responsibly and, you know, by for yourself and not giving them to other people like children or whatnot, that should be legal because it's consenting adults. It's you're not infringing on anybody's freedom, and you're expressing your freedom and using your bodily autonomy how you want to. So yeah, that's definitely how I kind of view things as far as that's concerned. Yeah, to give up to THC to look for work 2 weeks ago, and it's wreaking havoc on you. So they shouldn't be able to, as far as I know. You might want to look into that, because I don't think that you can be, since it is legal in in Nebraska, you shouldn't be able to be able, or they shouldn't be able to stop you from working because of Delta 8 THC. I don't know, because I haven't like really looked into that too much, but I would look into it a little bit more, because legally you should be able to, and it doesn't make any sense, and I'm sure you'll agree with me here. It doesn't make any sense because basically you can drink as much as you want, like get sloppy ass drunk the night before you go in for your drug test and pee, and they won't say a word about it, but you smoke something that you can readily buy at, you know, one of the local places around here, and just smoke a little bit and go to sleep, and, you know, you're fine. You know, so yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me. And I would look into it, because I think Delta 8 metabolizes differently than actual THC does as well, regular Delta 9 THC. So just look into it. I'm not sure about that, but I would take a look at it, because yeah, that would drive me crazy, like to have to change what I do with my freedoms, you know, just so that I can afford to get a job and stuff. I thought that's crazy. You're looking for another job. I'll talk to you about that afterwards. But I thought you were in a company that you were enjoying and had a pretty good job. But we'll talk later about that. Let's continue.
Getting kids at like 10, 12 years old, and they're pushing them down that path.
Who's they?
Who's they?
Mm-hmm. Who's indoctrinating these kids into becoming LGBTQ and etc.?
There's a lot of groups out there.
Like?
I just heard that there's groups out there. I don't
This is great. Who are they? There's a lot of groups out there. Oh, like who? Oh, I've just heard there's groups out there. See, these guys have no critical thinking skills whatsoever. They don't. They just hear things, and it goes into their brain and fucking fuses with their fucking derp cells up here. and just, oh man, I wonder if he watches this, if he hears himself say this and thinks, wow, I'm a moron.
You don't think there's groups out there that do that?
No. I'm assuming you're a straight man, so I think it's weird for you to comment on the queer experience and what that's like for someone growing up who's struggling with those experiences. The way you're describing it as indoctrination, people who are figuring out their sexualities and their queer identities aren't necessarily going to ascribe
Yeah, Dunning-Kruger effect.
labels that are put before them.
If I'm not mistaken, the brain isn't fully developed until you're 25 years old, correct?
Yeah, correct.
So I know how I used to think at 16. Man, I know how I used to think at 21. Man, I'm not against kids doing whatever they want. It's just the older you get, you change. I got my first.
Okay, but what about all the people who are over that age and are gay? I mean, I think like just because your brain doesn't completely develop till you're 25 doesn't mean that you're like gonna think you're gay at 13 or think you're trans at 15, and then all of a sudden once you hit 25 your brain just changes and all of a sudden you're fucking you're not anymore. It's absolutely ridiculous.
At 15, I'm covered now. If I was a little older, I probably would have waited. When you're young, you're not thinking, and everybody has made a bad choice. And because you stressed out, you go change your gender. Because you want to try something new, once you do it, you can't go back. The more you throw stuff at kids before they develop, that's indoctrination because you're trying to get them while they're not fully cognitive to know what's going on.
Who's throwing
The older
stuff?
you get, the more conservative you become.
When I got older and I had kids and I had a family, I actually started reading policies.
I actually became less conservative as I got older. When I was younger, you know, I believed in God, went to church, and I was a big like I thought Reagan was a shit when I was like fucking 7 years old, and he'd pop on the TV. I was like, oh, that guy, and fucking Bill Clinton and like people like that. It wasn't until I think George W. Bush that I really like started being like, okay, there's something not right here. And then I'm even like, I was kind of a stand for Obama too, and now H.W. Bush was better than Reagan in some ways, I would agree, but in other ways he wasn't. They're both tyrants in their own right, and Reagan's the reason that our economy is so fucking shot to this day. He's one of the main reasons. He was the catalyst for it. But yeah, so yeah, it's as I get older, like I was for instance, I was all like a big stand for Obama. I was like, oh, he's base as fuck, like Obama's like the dude, he's the man, like fucking rah rah, sis boom bah. And then he got into office, and as I started learning more about what he was doing and how society was in general, like, yeah, it got to the point where I decided that he probably wasn't as good as I was leading him on to believe. And then I started finding out that there's very, very few politicians in the world that are worth a crap. And then I found Bernie Sanders, and I was like, oh, he's a fucking diamond in the rough, a beacon in the night. And then he kept getting fucking subdued and pushed down and things like that. And it still happens. I mean, with just about every left politician. And by the way, Biden's not left. Fucking Nancy Pelosi's not left. Those guys are all conservative. They're middle of the road. They're corporate Democrats is what they are. They're centrists.
Everything about me changed when I became a father. I had a reason to, and I'm sure you would agree with that.
Yeah, as I've gotten older and the environment we're in right now, I feel like they're trying to cancel the Constitution. They're trying to cancel Christianity.
I mean, most teenagers are liberal. I was liberal when I was a teen. It's fun. Culture is liberal. So and when you're younger, you're going to be a part of culture.
Right.
When you're older, you're trying to raise your family. You don't have time to care about what LeBron James said or who did that. Just when you mature, you value what's around you.
My name's Sean. I'm 36 years old, and I'm a conservative parent. My dad's kind of my idol. I've seen him basically.
If you're traditional conservative, you tend to want less government control. Modern far conservatives are another breed. I'm slight right, but if Democrat has a solid idea, I won't turn it down. Well, okay, so I think people have a skewed idea of what it means to be left or right in this country, or what it means to be Democrat or conservative, and things like that. Like, would you say that you're like fiscally conservative or socially conservative? Because I don't really consider you a socially conservative person, Derpshot. I don't think that you're socially conservative at all. Fiscally, I don't know enough about your finances and your situation there. I do. I would love to have a conversation. Like, maybe you can come on sometime and I can talk to you about this, because I would really like to discuss that with you, because usually, okay, so conservatives are against taxation, like a lot of them are against taxation, and I don't like taxation without representation, but I think taxes are important. Like, I pay my taxes. I do wish that they went to things that are more important to me, but that's more of a problem with our the structure of our democracy rather than our taxes in general. Yeah, and that's see, and taxes are necessary evil, but when they're not taxing higher brackets appropriately, we all get screwed. That is a left-leaning position, my friend. That is a left-leaning position because what that basically states is that there should be taxation for higher tax or tax levels for tax the rich is a statement that's said a lot with the left, and the reason that is because capital gains tax in this country are rarely taxed. Okay, so like the only time that assets get taxed, like stock, for instance, gets taxed, is when they sell it. All right, so they can keep this stuff and kind of hoard it, and let's see here. You don't get off public assistance by taxing them more than those who make six figures. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing is like if you see that during the Trump presidency, billionaires were getting taxed less than people who make say $50,000 a year or $40,000 a year, which is ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. And that's the thing is it's like you look into capital gains tax, and that's how most people that are in that bracket, like the 1% or even the 5%, make their money is through capital gains. And so they have all these assets kind of locked up, and so they can borrow against those assets. And when they borrow against those assets, they're able to basically get free money and use that money and move that money around however they want. And it's kind of a form of hoarding in a way. It's very, very much a form of hoarding. They're hoarding money because we can't just print money until it goes out of style. That causes a fiat currency, which I don't know. It's if you look at modern monetary theory, it may not even be the case necessarily, but at least domestically. But if you're looking at it as from a point of view of like, from the workers' point of view, we're getting screwed because they're keeping this money out of circulation, and trickle down in economics don't work, which is another conservative point of view. Yep. See, exactly. If I make a killing on my stocks, yes, I'm going to pay some taxes, but I get to keep most of it. That's what I'm saying. Most capital gains are not taxed like they should be, and that's wrong. I think that they should be taxed, and not just when you sell that, because you're taking money out of circulation at that point. There's some nuance and some technical stuff behind that too, but yeah, mainly that's a lot to do with it. And not only that, but those people gain so much of that power through that money that they can influence things politically to make it more and more easy for them to hold that money back or to put it in other places where it's not taxed. And then you've got tax loopholes where people can put their money in South Dakota or the Cayman Islands and not get it taxed at all too. And the richer you are, the more access you have to do things like that. And so yeah, don't pay much in taxes. I pay more in sales tax than on capital gains. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing is you see like food prices have gone up 30%. Who's that affecting? It's affecting the people that are poor and things like that. I wanted to also get back to the thing that you said about welfare. Is I don't necessarily agree with the welfare program the way it's set up right now. I do believe in welfare or enriching programs, but what they do as of right now is they will they'll people who are on welfare. I grew up a lot on welfare, so this really was something that happened to me quite a bit. My mom, when my dad left, she had some health problems. We had to go on welfare. What my mom did was she went to college and started, getting a degree and stuff like that. She finally got a degree in graphic design. She worked very, very, very hard to get that degree. She worked very hard, and we were, pretty much on welfare the whole time. So when she first got out of college, she got a job, an entry-level job doing graphic design and which is amazing because, you know, even back then it was hard to find a job within your degree field, especially right out the gate. So she had to, and it was like, I can't even remember exactly what it was, but it was a small position, and she made just above the amount that you could make to get kicked off welfare, just above, which is still well below the poverty line, by the way. So because it's well below the poverty line, you know, we were way worse off. Our lights kept getting shut off. We weren't able to afford food. We had to go to food pantries all the time. And this is while my mom had worked her ass off to get a job and pull us out of poverty, and we get knocked right back down into it because of this. And so then she ended up having to quit that job. She had a nervous breakdown, first of all, and went to a hospital for a bit, and then ended up quitting that job. And we ended up back on welfare. And so, yeah, that's the weird dead zone in welfare that needs to be fixed. Yeah, it's still around. It's even worse now. And so it causes people to be stuck in this. I think, to be honest, Derpshot, I think it's a not a bug, but a feature for many people, because it keeps people subdued to a certain level, and keeps them reliant on minimum wage jobs and things like that. Like, it keeps the pool of those jobs bigger and things, and it causes less threat to higher paying jobs and allowing people to break out. Because the way that capitalism is set up, there has to be a lower class in order for things to survive. As of right now, sooner or later there will be a point where, you know, menial labor will be done like strictly by robots and shit like that, and they'll either try to kill us off, or they'll find some way to appease us, like universal basic income, and it'll probably be as little as possible, just enough to allow us to survive. Because that's what they do with these welfare programs, is they make it as minimal as possible. But yeah, sorry, we just went on a whole stun lock there and got completely off track. But I enjoy that conversation. That's the kind of stuff I love to talk about.
To build a very successful life, and seeing how simple he's lived his life through prayer and through just basic conservative principles. Being raised up LDS or Mormon, I saw a lot of...
I love the music they put behind this.
Just judgment, and so I don't necessarily believe that, you know, you have to be in a religion, but I do believe in prayer. I've been all across the board as far as the way my life has gone, and at my happiest times I've lived by conservative values.
Building off of what you're saying about like teenagers, we're a different generation, and so we view the world differently, and I think that's probably why you've seen more teenagers be liberal, because we just view the world that way, but I don't think it has anything to do with
No, my generation, I was liberal too when I was a teenager, and all my friends were too. And when you're a teenager, life is fun. It's just totally, you kick it, you party. So that's what I get the teenage.
See, this guy's all about the anecdotal evidence. You know, it's like you know, oh, when I was a kid, that means everybody, you know, because it happened to me like that. That's how everybody is. You know, no, that's not necessarily the case. Like I said, I was very much more conservative when I was younger, because I was more ignorant to the world and the way it works.
As you grow, you either can run away from responsibility.
That's what I think. I think like, especially with socially, even sometimes fiscally, but socially, I think there's just misunderstandings about fiscally, but socially, most of the time, if you're more conservative, it means you're less educated about the subjects that you're conservative about.
Or embrace responsibility. When there's real things going on, you start looking at life a little different. Versus when I was young, I didn't know about that. I didn't know about corporate gains tax, and I didn't know about my stock account, and I didn't know that I can, all these things that I didn't know when I was a kid.
So when people are generally talking about taxing the rich more, they're talking about the top 400 billionaires that are literally paying a lower effective tax rate in taxes than the middle class. The top 400 billionaires paying an effective
This
tax
guy,
rate
I like
of
this
10%,
guy a lot.
Obviously not a fair share, and I think obviously everyone can agree here that they should be paying at least a fair share, right?
Yeah, he knows what the fuck he's talking about. I mean, he's coming with facts, man. Coming with those facts.
You increase taxes on someone's assets, though. Most of those billionaires aren't.
Unrealized capital gains is how they're specifically trying to do it now, but it would be through long-term capital gains, because a lot of the people who are paying those taxes, they're paying capital gains tax rate. There's also tax loopholes that have been lobbied into Congress by big corporations and big businesses lobbying politicians to get whatever they want.
So if you get older and you work yourself off, you become a multimillionaire, you deserve to pay more because other people didn't work as hard as you?
But it's not because other people didn't work as hard as me. It's because we, as a society, want to give everyone access to things like basic necessities like healthcare, education, have everyone have an equal opportunity. We don't have that right now.
You can have equal opportunity of a baseline, but the outcome would still be different because every individual is going to work different levels,
Well,
correct?
yeah.
Right, so I think that's where we are as a society. I was able to pull it off. I graduated high school with one.
We're not there in society though. We've got. I mean, if we were there, there wouldn't be fucking hundreds of people sleeping in the streets and like fucking homeless camps and shit like that. Like it. No, that's not how. There wouldn't be people struggling and people committing suicide because they're not making enough money and can't support their families.
GPA, I don't have a college degree, so the only limits are the limits you place on yourself. That's just my perspective.
America is the best country in the world.
I think despite all of our challenges and problems, when you look at all the other countries of the world, everybody is still trying to come here.
The way I can talk out loud, the way I can feel myself, the way I can express myself fully as an individual, it ain't.
But you're trying to talk against those things, like, aren't you? Now, I have a little bit of a different view of this. I think that in some ways, America is the best country in the world. In some ways, and in some ways, it's one of the worst. You know, it just kind of depends on what you're talking about. I think it's relative to the subject matter, or you know, whatever you're discussing. I think I'm much luckier to live here than I am in some other countries, but there are things that I wish that I had here that I don't. Like, for instance, you know, they have universal healthcare in the UK and in Canada and stuff like that. We don't have that here. I haven't been able to go to the doctor, you know, and like I haven't had insurance for a while. I'm finally getting insurance, but you know, like I have to pay out the ass to go to the doctor. We have to pay out the ass for drug costs and things like that. Whereas, yeah, that's why Bernie Sanders went to Canada to buy insulin for people here, because of it was, you know, to show how much the difference in price was here compared to in other places. Accessible and affordable mental health care would help a lot. Yes, and that's something we don't have. Like, it's not standard with most medical health or medical insurance, right? Like, you don't get mental health care with it. Like, you have to pay for that out of pocket. Like, there's no, you know, it's not considered a necessity for health under it's like cosmetic surgery to people. You know, or it's cosmetic surgery at that level to a lot of the insurance companies and things. And so it's like, yeah, so that's really true. I feel for so many families of mine get ahead if they had mental health care issues. Yeah, it's very true. It's if we could, everybody had a chance to get you know, mental health care and address some of the anxieties and mental disparities and mental problems in the United States, then I think we'd be a lot better off.
Many places black men can go do that outside of America.
3 years ago, when I got into the court systems and the different rights taken away from me and government control and government power, and so when you have that stuff stripped away from you and you realize most other countries don't have the freedom that America has. America has been the greatest country ever, and I think it will continue because of a lot of good people that stand up for the right things.
I think I would like to ask the question, what is America the best at?
I think we just was talking about the freedoms that we have here versus what they don't have in other countries.
So what about places in Scandinavia that actually have higher amounts of freedom? They have better democracies than we do here, higher quality of life, higher median income. They have healthcare systems that are more efficient, that take care of everyone in their population, more access to education.
But when you look at the big picture, everybody wants to come here. Millions of people are not trying to get into Scandinavia.
Why?
Because we have more opportunities.
Because Scandinavia doesn't allow them to. Like, that's the main reason, is that you know, Scandinavian countries, it's next to, it's really, really impossible to become a citizen of Norway or Sweden. That's you know, the rub there.
Than any other place in the world.
We don't even make the top 25 in women equality.
But we have a better opportunity to do something about it compared to other countries. And I would love it for Europe to open their borders the way we have and see if you can get people from other parts of the world to do mass migration to Europe.
I was going to mention Scandinavian countries as well, but I think it's also important to address that Scandinavian countries are very homogenous, racially, socioeconomically. They don't face the same geographic diversity that we have. What you were mentioning with the fact that we have the opportunity to write with women inequality, why is that not happening? It's because the way our democracy is set up, our Congress is literally in a gridlock right now, as it has been for so many past sessions of Congress. We aren't getting anything productive done.
The opportunity we have here is incredible, and I'm very happy that I live here and not somewhere else, but we are so focused on, oh, America is the best, that we don't look at these other countries and say, why are all those people so happy, and what is that, and how can we incorporate that into our society?
Yeah, it's blind. It's America standing. It's blind belief that we're the best country without seeing the ways that we're falling apart in areas.
Say like I think diversity is good. I think diversity of thought and diversity of pain it's super helpful. It's really easy to get clogged up into this groupthink. So I don't expect anyone else to agree with me or feel the way I feel. I just expect you to respect my right to feel this way. I respect your right to feel this way, and we keep it moving.
100% agree. I could agree more actually.
Awesome, that's a wrap.
Yeah, so that was quite interesting. So, give me a second, guys. We're going to make a quick break here because I'm going to discuss some things with the child real quick. I'll be right back.
Did you drink one of my fucking ginger snaps?
I did drink one of the...
Did you ask me?
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I wish you would have been...
Yeah.
I wish you would have been in here earlier. By the way, there was some stuff that was talked about on this video that I think that you would have been interested in. What? Well, yeah, I don't know.
What are you guys talking about now?
I just got done talking about it was conservative parents versus liberal kids.
What's your chat?
What? This is my chat.
Is there several people or just
There's two right now. We're just starting off, man. This is gonna we did a couple before the beginning of the year, but now we're gonna be doing more what are you putting in my hair? Now we're gonna be doing more more videos and stuff as we go along. Sup, dude? Says Derpshot89.
Sup?
So I think we're getting to the point. Sup?
Sup? Sup?
We talked about the global backsliding of democracy. That was fun.
Sup?
Yeah. And yeah. So now I think we're past the talking about things, and we're getting into the video game playing section of the stream now.
Don't stop. Sit up straight.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Posture. You're gonna
posture.
By the time you're 6, you're gonna need like a walker.
This kid. All right.
Someone to stop smoking by the time
Wait.
I was 6.
How did that get turned up? And it got taken out. There we go.
No, I wanna.
What? There we go. Oh, no, what are you doing?
Yeah!
Give me the remote.
Why?
Because
No.
you're messing up the color. Come on.
No, I like it.
Come on, I don't want my face to be blue. No. God damn it. No.
That's even worse.
Yeah, you shut it off.
How do I change
Do you even know what you're doing? No, now I'm yellow. Yeah, I'm Papa Smurf now. Now I'm yellow, like I'm jaundice. Fucking jaundice. Come on.
Green.
No, that doesn't look good either.
That?
It's washed
Nope.
out. No.
Nope.
No.
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 Nope.
No.
Eh.
Ah, there we go. That's actually, yeah, that's what I was looking for. Right there.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We're going to play some Valheim. Can I have that remote back?
No, can I want it.
Turn it up a little bit because... There we go. Not that much.
Yeah.
No, look at the screen here. Look how
But,
washed
like,
out I am.
You're just super pale.
Well, that's why I'm trying. That's what the light's for. So I look less pale. I'm adding some color to my skin. Not that kind of color. Jesus.
Hey, you gotta be more specific. I'm like a genie. You get 3 wishes. No death. No live. No love. No. Yo, mama.
I just like you should. I look like the genie right now. Never had a friend like me. Hey, okay, fix it.
I like this color.
No. What the fuck?
I think I like this one better.
No. No, I'm green. No. It's a fucking disco in here. Come on. You came back to a lot of blue, yeah, because the kid thinks it's a great idea to change the light on me.
It's funny. You need comedy. What about this one?
Oh yeah, Harley, Harley.
I got Harley.
No. Do purple? No, God, don't encourage them.
There you go.
That's pink.
No, that's purple. That's literally the here. Have
That's
this
purple. Ah! God.
See, you're not washed out, and you're purple.
I don't want to be purple.
But like being purple's the best color.
Always encourage.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. Have fun.
Hey, give me the remote back. Sal, I'm gonna beat you.
No, you won't. Dirge, say yes.
Hold on, I gotta go beat my kid real quick.
No!
Should I do it live? All right. God, okay. You're throwing things at me now.
Goodbye, Derpman 500 or whatever.
No, that was Harley that was saying that. Okay. Thanks. Yeah. Got chains. This is my badass chains. I look like a video game character now. And a giant spider.
His name's Larry.
His name's Larry.
There you go.
Is he fucking my head? Is that what's going on? Jesus. All right.
What did you say?
I don't know. Hey, stop. Oh, gotta love the offspring. All right.
That can is approximately $1. You owe me.
We're
No, keep it with you.
Okay. We gotta order food, huh?
I want orange chicken. Actually, no, I don't want orange chicken. I want
Blue chicken?
I will turn the lights blue again. Don't.
Not blue chicken. Okay. What do you want?
I don't know.
Well, let's see here. We're gonna order some food with the kiddo. What should we have for dinner, guys? That's what we're thinking about. Let's see here.
Let other people decide what I'm gonna eat. It seems oddly like the sort of a gambling movie.
Yeah, probably. Okay.
Grilled cheese are a good option.
Grilled cheese?
No, look at the chat.
Oh, yeah.
Sit on the couch just out of reach.
See if there's a like a gourmet grilled cheese place. I think we have a grilled cheese food truck in town here. You make grilled cheese with Red Lobster biscuits? That sounds fucking amazing.
Here, move over.
Hold on,
I'm gonna sit on the chair.
No, what are you doing?
Yes.
Come to Chicago, best food. I know.
We've been to Chicago.
Nando's Peri Peri is like one of my favorite
done that.
chicken restaurants on the face of the planet, by the way. Nando's Peri
I
Peri.
want Asian food. That's
okay.
what I want.
Okay, so let me take a look at Grubhub here. Oh, let's see here. Asian food.
I can make all the Korean food. I will pay you.
Yeah. Korean food's good.
Korean food is awesome.
All right. Salad sandwiches, Asian. There we go. What kind of Asian food?
I want either sweet and sour chicken or lo mein.
So, you want Chinese specifically, right?
Yeah. Oh, and also give me dumplings, fried or not. I don't care. Wontons. Give me them wontons.
Wow, bow. Get you them wontons.
Yeah, wontons.
All right. Well, I gotta find. That's Ninja Japan. There's that haunted house place. Oh, they close at 9:15. Kindred Spirits. QS Steak and Grill is awesome. Salvadorian and Nicaraguan food if you're out west sometime. Yeah. I live out west, by the way, Derpshot. I live off 140th and Millard Ave, basically. I'm trying to find a place that's open here. Maybe we should go with... Yep. Yep, you sure are. Not too far from me. Let's see. Most of these places are closed. Let's go back. We're going to go to Uber Eats because I can't find too much on DoorDash right there. I'll take it. Okay, so we're looking at
Dad, where's the remote
Asian
to the TV?
food. The remote to the TV should be on the counter over there. But are you trying to like watch TV while I'm streaming? That
I
wouldn't.
was gonna use the headphones.
I'm using the headphones.
Well, duh. The other headphones.
Oh, how are you gonna do that? Oh, you're gonna plug them into the. Oh, okay. Yeah, you can do that.
How are you gonna do that?
All right.
How are you gonna do that? He says.
All right. So we're looking at.
It's where. There it is.
We'll go to.
Dad, me using the remote just made the lights flicker.
Oh, God damn it. Here, I'll change it back.
That's why we don't like these. It's because I pressed the on button on them. It was red. It was red.
No, it was that color.
No, it wasn't.
Okay. So Hunan Fujin. That's what we're getting.
Okay.
What did you want? You wanted orange chicken?
Orange sweet and sour or chicken lo mein? I don't really care.
Chinese stir fry, teriyaki, hibachi. Let's see here. You mean sugar chicken? Yes, that's what they mean.
Yep, basically.
Sugar chicken.
You guys should start betting on, like, spending actual money on betting how long it's gonna take my dad to finish Diablo.
Yeah, I've been playing Diablo 3. It's been
Every day for 5 to 6 hours.
Okay, orange chicken.
He will sit down and just play it nonstop. That man won't even get up to use the bathroom. He won't piss or anything.
It's either that or Mass Effect Legendary Edition. All right, so we're doing.
And I find it scary that you don't get up to piss.
Chicken. Wait, do you have dicks? I've got a what?
What? See, I'm gay, but I what?
No. All right. All right. And do you wanted dumplings or do you want
wontons.
Wontons? Like the dumplings, like
The fried ones?
yeah, fried dumplings.
Sure.
Okay, we're gonna share an order. Well, okay, we'll share an order of those.
Get a big one then, because I will eat all of them without you even getting to touch them.
Okay, I'll order 2 then. But that's $19 for you. I think I'm gonna get. Let's see here. They have Thai entrees as well. And get pad Thai. That's what I'm doing. Chicken. Oh, should I get shrimp? DLCs. Do I have the DLCs for I have the definitive edition of the Diablo 3. What do they call it? Fuck. Hand me that box over there for Diablo 3. Oh, God damn it. Yeah, it's the Eternal Collection. So yeah, it's like all of them basically. I don't have it on the computer though. I should get it on the computer. On PC. Let's see here. To cart. I'm gonna add one more of these. All right. Okay, and we need. Do you want a drink or anything?
I don't need drinks. I need answers.
You don't need drinks. You need answers. Okay. I put money in Activision Blizzard when they dropped after all the crap went down, and it's paid off. I think Bobby Kotick is on his way out. Yeah, good. Like. Yeah, that's definitely. Whoa. Yeah, I'm glad about that because like that controversy was pissing me off. It sucks that when you like a game or anything like that gets like canceled because people suck. Like I was a big Louis C.K. fan, and then I found out that he like basically masturbated in front of somebody without their permission, and yeah, no, I don't watch Louis C.K. anymore.
I need headphones. Where are they?
Extras. Not extra. Desserts. I don't think that they have drinks at this place. If they do, they're not appetizers.
I want dessert.
I just want a drink.
I want a dessert.
I don't think they have drinks on the list here.
I want a dessert.
You're not getting into dessert.
What? Dad, that's homophobic.
It's homophobic because I'm not getting the child dessert. He's pissed off because
You're homophobic.
because I'm homophobic because no dessert for the child.
That's homophobic.
It's
you're
homophobic.
Doing it because you're doing it strictly because I'm gay.
Yeah. I'm apparently doing it strictly because gay. Yeah. The fuck, man? Mike.
Didn't you say faggot earlier?
What? No, I did not.
Yes, you did. Because you thought I was screaming.
No, I thought you were screaming it.
I would. No, like, I thought you're transphobic because you won't give me dessert.
Is that what it is?
That's totally what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You just hate me because I'm trans. You hate me because I'm gay.
Yeah, no, that's not the case at all. Okay, I gotta change this.
Getting the band back together.
Fuck, I got my old credit card on here, so I've got to add new credit card.
Shut up, no.
Did you just... That wasn't even a good push. What the fuck?
No, I don't know what you mean. Voltron!
Are you watching Voltron?
Yeah.
Alright.
Why is it not playing through the headphones?
Do you have them plugged in all the way? And do you have it turned down on the TV? You still have to turn it down on the TV.
They're not playing. Oh, turn it down on the TV.
You have the remote. 4003. I'm sure this is very entertaining for the audience.
I'm an entertainer.
You're letting everybody die by watching me. Don't do that. 4003. Yeah. I should probably not say that out loud. Yeah, guys, we're getting some Chinese food. That's what's happening right now. So I know it's super exciting watching me order Chinese food. It's just my brother and youngest partner. They'll get over it. Well, that's good. Tell them I said hi, though. There we go. All right. Food is ordered.
Sick.
All right, guys, let's play some video games. What do you think? We're gonna jump into some Valheim, I think. Let's see here. See if I can get this on screen here. There we go. Valheim. Okay, I'm a little bit farther than from the last time I played on here, I think. Can you guys hear the music? Ayo! Hootie hoot! Yeah, there we go. There's the music. How you doing, Hootie Hoot? we're gonna do this stuff here. We're get some Valheim going on. It's turned up really high in my headphones though, so I'm gonna turn it down just in my headphones. There we go. What's up, Cam? Sorry I'm distracting your teammate from getting killed, and hopefully not getting you guys killed too much. All right. It's a nice little house here. I got all kinds of weird shit. What was I supposed to do next? I can't even remember. It's been, like, with Christmas, it's been a few days. So, just so you guys can see, like, I mean, anybody who's watching last time, I added a little fence around the edge of the house here, because, yeah, there was creatures trying to eat me and stuff. Let's see here. I guess I could pull out my hammer. Let's see what we got to build here. Oh, that's what I was going to do. I was going to make a tanning rack. So I need to get, like, see here. I need 15 flint, 20 leather scraps, and 5 deer hides. So let's go in here and see what I got in my chest to start off with. Alright, oh. No, I want to get it off of the hammer here. Okay, I got 14 flint. I got 5. Okay, so what did I need? I forget. It's funny. Yeah. I'm gonna try to play some Destiny with you guys at some point. I promise. I promise. It's gonna happen. See, now I'm forgetting what I... Short-term memory problems, guys. Alright. So I need 5 deer hides, 20 leather scraps, 15 flint. And then, do I need wood? 10 wood, but I got enough there. So I need 15, 20, and 5. Let's see here. So, okay, I got enough that I need 1 flint, and I need 6, 8. No, I need 8 leather scraps and 1 flint is what I need. All right, flint's easy. I can do that pretty easily here. Should be some down by the water and shit here. Find some over here, maybe. Oh, is that... Oh, there we go. Look, that's flint right there. There we go. Alright, got the flint we needed. Should we kill this bastard over here? Let's kill this lizard. Neck! Oh, there's more flint. Let's pick that up since we're right here. Right, yeah? The music in this game is so relaxing. Alright, now we need leather scraps. So I think I gotta get my bow out, because I gotta... Or no, I just need to find some... I need to find some, some warthogs. Neck. So I don't think those guys have leather scraps. Dooby dooby doo, doop doop doo. This game's procedurally generated though, and that's pretty awesome for mushrooms. Gotta have some mushrooms. Mushrooms! Alright. If you guys see any warthogs on the screen, let me know. Gotta kill these boars. Or they call them boars or warthogs. I don't know. They're boars. It's another neck. Neck lizard. Clearing over here, maybe? There's a deer, I think. Oh, that's a boar. Come here, boar. Yeah, leather scraps. Yeah, I got some leather scraps. Okay, I need a lot more of those, though. That was one. I need 8 more. I wish there was a better way to harvest these. But there's not, unfortunately. This game's got some good fun gameplay, though. I like it. Is that a boar? Boar! Boar! Die! Alright. More leather scraps? Yes, that's 2. Look at this guy. Grayling! Graylings don't give you leather scraps, unfortunately. They do, however. I guess I could eat something, too. Let's see here. Tab. What should I eat? Okay. We'll eat some meat there. That's good. You gotta keep yourself fed in this game, too. Some flint and stone. Is that a boar? That's a deer. Ooh. So we're going to... That's it. I gotta remember how to do this. There we go. 6. Got him. I don't think they give leather straps, so they just give hides. And deer meat. Which is good. Don't get me wrong. Oh fuck, I'm going right back the way I came. Okay, so... Let's see what's over here. Shall we? I need more boars. I'm gonna switch back to my knife, though. I haven't really been over here. I guess I could swim over there and see what's going on. Go check it out a little bit. Is that a boar? Damn it, come back here, boar. Oh, I'm not using my knife, I'm using my fucking fists. That's not good. I wonder what's taking me so goddamn long. Dandelions? I still don't know what the hell those are for. Fuck you, Grayling. I don't know why Graylings give you resin. Oh, that's weird. Another boar. Boar. Give me them leather scraps. Let's see what we're at here as far as leather scraps. We've got 4. We need 8. Fuck. I'm like... I'm wet. What's this over here? There's some sort of rock. Glowy rock thing. Hello, glowy rock thing. Oh, jump. E. Read. Blue-eyed shufflers and muck. The neck are small lizards native to Valheim. Surly and mean-spirited, they will attack on sight and must be destroyed like vermin. They stay near water because creatures of the land loathe and abhor them. Yet, no creature is all bad. Their tails are delicious. Sweet. I feel cold. I could head back to camp, but I'm trying to find the boars. I need more boars. Looks like a swampland over here. Yeah. So, is that a boar? Boar! Cool. It's 5. I could eat another bite. Okay, so since I'm out late, I definitely want to keep my stamina up here. Oh, what else should I eat? Can't eat more grilled necktail. There we go. Ooh, I'm gonna shoot that bird. I don't know if I can or not. We'll find out though. Oops. There, I got him. That was awesome. I didn't aim really high, though. E. Fuck. Got no room in my inventory. Let's see. Rocks are easy to find. Feathers, not so much. So. Oh my god. I think I found boar heaven over here. Come on, Nick. I seriously think there's like 12 boar over here. I just saw them. Come on, boar. Yeah, killing all the boar. Alright, I think I got the leather scraps I need. Yes. Oh, there's much more over here. I think I just, like, left these sitting over here. see. Let's read this because it says something. E. This land is hard and wild, but we who are brought here are harder still. Take comfort, traveler, in the gifts before you, the good wood and stone, the fruits and flowers of the forest. Look also to the wild boar who roam the lands. They fear fire in the hand of man, but they can be taught to obey it. Go quietly to them and let them eat of your stock. Roots of the ground are their pleasure. Does that mean I can tame them? Can I tame boar? Is that a thing? Oh, there's deer. Fuck you, Grayling. Root vegetables, huh? I have to figure out. Should figure out how to tame boar. Because if that's a thing I can do, that will be very, very useful. I won't have to run hundreds of miles to find them. Oh, it's a long walk back to the camp. I'm cold. I'm cold out here. Well, I can see civilization. It's coming. Civilization. It's not civilization, it's just me. I don't think there's any other humans around here. Neck. I hum sometimes. It's a thing. Can't help it. Oh. Fuck out of my way, tree. Fuck you, neck. Yes. Back home. So first thing I want to do is I want to go in and get warm and probably sleep. So... yeah. Mission accomplished, bitches. Okay, I'm no longer cold. World save in 30 seconds. Do I play Halo Infinite multiplayer? I have not yet as of yet. But I've got both Xbox and PC, so like I could play on either. And I've got Game Pass Ultimate, so I could definitely do that. Sea of Thieves is awesome too. Yeah, I know. I've been thinking about playing some of that too. See, I don't want to like I want to like gain a bit of an audience, so like I'm trying to avoid games that are super popular, because you get games that are super popular and you stream on those, and like nobody, there's less chance that people will watch you because there's like 100 other people streaming as well. So I need to figure out where to put my tanning rack. First, I gotta go grab all this stuff out of here. I need a PlayStation. I know I need a PlayStation, but Brokey McGee here cannot afford a PlayStation right now. I wish I could. Alright, let's see here. I'm gonna put these feathers over here. Wait, and we're gonna put these feathers in here because I don't need those. I need the wood. I need those. Oh wait, I need those. Put these dandelions over here. Why do I don't know why I have flint in 2 different places there. No, I don't want to no. I wonder if there's a way you can... PS5s are also nearly impossible to find. Yeah. Yeah. Even if I had a PS4, I'd be happy with that. For now, you know. There's just a few games I want to play on there. Like, I'd love to play Spider-Man. I was playing that over at my nephew's house the other day. And it was fun as hell. I quite enjoyed myself. Lump of coal. Yeah, like I heard PS5s are not where it's at this generation. I heard it's actually the PS or the Xbox Series X, which is kind of winning the console wars this time around. Let's see here. So that's a good thing. I don't know. Like, I think Xbox is doing great things with the Game Pass right now. I mean, like, the value in that is just tremendous. Put our rack right here, huh? Get a nice rack. Gonna have a nice rack right here. Wait, what am I missing? Leather scraps? I need 20 of them? I thought I had 20. How many am I missing? Oh, I have 17. God damn it. How am I missing 3? Alright. Let's see here. Xbox Series has a lot of cross-platform capability, and the Game Pass works on PC and Xbox. Yeah. It'd be worth it if I played more different games. I've been trying to branch out. I mean, I play a lot of, like... I play a lot of like, RPGs, some survival games. But I also, like, I mean, I used to really like to play platformers and things like that, too. And I'm trying to branch out a little bit more. I thought about getting, like, I want to play some Forza Horizon 5, because I heard that game's pretty badass. But I don't know. I guess, you know, now that I'm on stream, like I'm streaming, it'll give me an excuse to kind of branch out too. Like, there's a lot of indie games that I want to play. I've been playing the crap out of Hades lately. I just beat Hades in the game or didn't beat him. I got close to beating him. And he fucking sent me back to hell. So that was shitty. But yeah. Yeah, Hades is a lot of fun. That game won a Hugo Award. It's the first game to ever win a Hugo Award, because they, like, made a category for storytelling, fantasy storytelling in it. So, yeah, it's pretty badass. But you know, I like playing very different kinds of, like, this is like kind of a role-playing game, but it's also a survival game. So I kind of branched out a little bit with this one. I also, like, I'm curious about MMOs, but I don't really play very many of them. Swim. Swim, bitch, swim. My swimming skill needs to get up. Oh, there it goes. There's some swimming skill. Come on, man. There's a deer. I don't want deer, I want boar. Where's the boar? These fuckers are hard to find. It's a grayling. I don't need you. Wait. Let's see. Let's eat something. Oh, shit. I thought I killed him. I did. He had a buddy. Alright, there's got to be some fucking... Let's go. Let's eat something else here. What do we want to eat? We should eat some... Get a balanced diet here. We'll eat some fruit. Some honey. I know it's probably not that important, but it adds to the gameplay, to the role-playing experience. What's this over here? I forget what this was. I guess I should pick up some of those stones and shit. What is this? What are you? Can I offer a boar's head? Nothing happens. I guess I should bring a deer trophy over here. What's this say? On this spot, a tree fell on my head, and I cursed the gods. So I leave this stone and praise of them. They might forgive me reckless words. Okay. Interesting. Come on, where's the boar at? I just said boar at. Multiple categories of food is good in Valheim. 3 different options offer different benefits. Once you get the cultivator, you'll be able to grow your own food. Yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to get to that point where I'm like growing food and herding animals and stuff like that. I've seen some like sick builds on this game too, like people who built like fucking cities. Like whole giant like fucking estate farms and shit like that. Found that quite interesting. I'm just still in the hunter-gatherer stage right now. See? This is me gathering. There's some weird ass games on Steam that I used to play that I can get for real cheap right now too. Like, have you ever played Spore? Spore is a fun game. What are you doing? What? Oh, let's see. There's gotta be some more boar around here somewhere. How many? Am I still short? Like, how many? Oh, I need one more. You gotta be fucking kidding me. It's taking me forever. Are you kidding me? Do. I don't feel rested anymore, guys. It's not a thing I feel anymore. All I need is a boar. One boar. The fuck are you? Look, pine trees. Black Forest. Found a new area. Hail, warrior. Who just hailed me? Hail, warrior. This can be very dangerous here. Apparently. Fuck, man. Fuck you guys. Oh, there's a boar. Fuck you, Grayling. Fuck me. Fuck, he's throwing shit at me. No! 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 God damn it! Run! I need life. I need to tab food. There we go. Sun life. Fucking Graylings, man. They are relentless. I can handle one of them, but three of them, it's a little dangerous. Fuck you and your rock. Run, 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 run. Come on, food, heal me. Yeah, I need a shield. Yeah. I mean, I could probably kill him if I tried. I just need to fucking run around for a while. Need to do some guerrilla warfare, man. Keep throwing rocks at me and shit. Now I got a neck chasing me too. God damn it. Alright. Alright. I gotta get the fuck out of here. I got one life left. Come on. Did I kill one of them? Did I actually kill one of them? Fucking tired, man. Running. I'm wet. There's that boar. Dead boar. God damn it! Well, guys, now I gotta travel all the way back to get my shit. Isn't that fun? Oh. Okay, stay away from the forest till I have a shield. And I'm naked! I should have put my old clothes in a rack or something. It's this way? Where the fuck is my stuff now? I can't even remember what direction I was going in. Can I see the whole map? Oh yeah, I can. M. That's where I need to go. There we go. I think I found out where I'm supposed to be going now. Let's see here. Am I in the right direction? Yep. It's gonna be a while. I thought I could guerrilla attack them. I got it. I got a couple of them. I killed a couple of them. Now I'm just running around naked and wet. Wet and naked. Luckily, I know how to swim. Fuck. Fuck you, neck. I don't even have a weapon. I know I'm wet. Punch you guys in the face. Alright, making it back slowly but surely. Oh, I need a better chair, man. My butt's starting to get tired. Hurting. See how our food's coming along. Oh, fuck. Oh, no! God damn it! What now? Do I lose all my shit? Is that how that works? I should have paused it. That was dumb. Super dumb. Okay. All right. This is a dangerous mission.
Dad, when you get your paycheck, can I get something for a game I play?
Sure.
Cool.
Depending on what it is.
It's just $10.
All right. Back to where I was. I'm very upset that I lost all my stuff. Oh, let's see here. Am I going the right way? Ping. There we go. Fuck you! Run, 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 run. It's just lots of walking in this game. I'm thinking I'm going to find another game that is a bit more exciting to play on stream at some point. Thinking about getting some emulators and playing some old school games, you know? Yeah. Okay, I'm getting closer. There's my other dead body. I should be right on top of it, but... I need to ping again. Ping. Ping. M. Where's my ping? There it is. It's a pretty game, though. I love that my skills keep getting better for jumping. I should just jump constantly. Bow, bow, bow. All right. Is that my shit? Fuck yeah. Oh, you guys are so fucked when I get my shit on. Oh, you're so fucked. What the fuck are those? Oh, I'm getting rid of some shit, because those are great Orphies? I've never even seen those before. Alright. What can I get rid of? Well, first I need to put my clothes back on. Those rocks can go over there. There. Killed a couple of those Grey Dwarfs. So now do I have all of the... Did I get that other... No, I gotta... Fuck. Okay. I gotta pee. Our food should be here shortly. Alright. Escape. I wish I could find where that boar... Wait. So I killed that motherfucker, and now I didn't get the metal, get the scraps for it. I don't even know where I killed him. Thought it was somewhere over here. I don't see any glowy bits though. Wait, is that glowy bits? I want some boar. Ooh, what the fuck is this thing? Whoa! No, thank you. Tab. Food. Food.
I want food.
Food. No, turn. God damn it. Oh, Ma, no! Fucking died again. You gotta be fucking kidding me. You got to be kidding me. I gotta stay away from that forest. God damn it. Now I gotta go all the way back over there again? Alright. No, wait, what the fuck? I'm pretty sure it's over there in that area, so I just gotta go that way. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick my stuff up and then I'm going to head back, and then it'll probably be the end of the stream because, yeah, it's about food time. There's a boar. Oh, there's 2 boars. If I could kill him with my bare hands. Alright, alright, alright. Yeah, I got it. Now all I need to do is find my way. Fuck you. I can't. There we go. I need to see where's the map. I need to ping. Alright, let's see something here. Oh shit. There. Now I need to ping my map again. Ping. Ping. There we go. Alright, let's see. Orders. The food should be outside, actually. Food's outside. On the porch. It was delivered. What? Yeah, it should be on the porch.
Okay, well, do you want me to bring it to you now, or do you want to stick it
I'm gonna grab my shit and then, yeah, I'm gonna
end the stream?
end stream here pretty soon. There's my...
Thank you wherever you are, you're cool! Okay.
all the things. All right. No! Tap. Nope. Nope, nope, nope.
So, what did you get?
Hold on, I gotta fucking run from this dude because he's gonna fucking kill me again.
What did you get, Nate?
Orange chicken. God damn it!
Well, that's a good stopping point so you can come down and eat.
Alright, so I died again. We're gonna have to end the stream here, guys. But thanks for joining me.
Bye! Have a good night.
I'll be probably streaming for a bit tomorrow too. Then off Wednesday. I'll be streaming Friday for a while as well. But I guess I'm gonna stay naked until I go find my shit again. Which, you know, it'll happen. Alright guys, thanks for joining me. I'll see you next time.
Can you grab the forks?